Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
All right. Welcome to Vikings Vent Line, live on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, the place to be after every single Vikings game. This is the People Show, dang it, where we turn the show over to you guys. We bring as many of you in as we can over the next hour and a half or 2 hours or so. We turn the show over to you guys, especially happy today because, number one, the Vikings absolutely beat the brakes off the Bengals 48-3. Number two, we witnessed one of the great defensive performances in the history of the NFL. And number three, we're going to get to in just a second. But if you'd like to be on the show, you can send a request to vikingsventline@gmail.com, and we'll try to get to as many people as we can within 90 minutes to 2 hours or so. Keep it clean. Don't get us fired. We got the sports dad at US Bank Stadium right now. AJ producing Vikings Vent Line in place of our guy Declan. Let's pop him in here, and let's hit the music because Sonny Goff has witnessed a Vikings victory on his birthday.
What's going on?
Here, let me kill this because we're getting a little... Can you hear us okay, Dex?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
There we go.
There we go.
Wow, look at you, dude. You're a dad right now. Yeah. On the day, I don't know how you're reconciling, on the day Carson Wentz takes the keys to the franchise.
All this dude knows is Vikings blowout wins and the Packers losing in Cleveland. So if I could pause time, I think I would. I understand what all those dads say now because the last 3 hours don't get any better than it does right now.
That's awesome, man. Congrats. And he appears to be very comfortable with what transpired because he missed the first two games, which is the most important thing. Didn't have to watch the Chicago comeback, didn't have to watch the Atlanta debacle. So now he just comes in and it's just all 48 points, high flying, greatest show on turf for Sonny.
Listen, Sonny, we're going to tell you about the day you were born. There's a man named Isaiah Rodgers who made NFL history, becoming the first player to return a touchdown via interception, via scoop and score, and to force two fumbles in a game. Sonny, it was a day for the history books.
You did it, buddy. You did it. Yeah, I mean, I made the joke, who craps their pants first, Carson Wentz or Sonny, and I can confirm Sonny crapped his pants.
It was Sonny. Okay, let's go.
It actually was Jake Browning. You just didn't factor him in.
Yes, yeah, that's true too. I should give some flowers or some toiletries to Jake Browning, but yeah, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world the last 3 hours. This is all you know, man. And I think the Twins are up. They're beating the Guardians. I mean, what more do we need right now in Minnesota
just
sports?
Playing spoiler. The Lynx are playing today. Yeah, man. So everyone's healthy. Everyone's doing well.
Yeah, everyone's great. This guy showed up at about 1:30 in the morning last night. Or this morning. Yeah, this morning. So about 14 hours ago this time, he made his appearance. He's doing great. Mom's great. Mom's phenomenal. I don't know how she did it. It's I know none of you guys have been in the delivery room before. It is incredible. Like, and I'm not hyperbolizing. It is the most magical and craziest experience I think I've ever endured. It's
like 91 Smoltz Morris Game 7 or just a little bit below that?
Yeah, I mean, that's
an incredible thing I've seen.
I was -1 years old when that happened. So,
okay.
So Sonny, just like me, has never experienced even, a game 1 of a World Series, let alone game 7. But it was remarkable. She was on her age. She was Jack Morris, I guess, to answer.
Wow.
She was the full 10 innings. And, the manager said, we could hook you here. And she said, there's no way I'm coming out of this game right now.
No.
And Dex is just like Jarvis Brown. He's on the bench doing nothing, basically. He's just like, hey, that's great. We won a World Series. Where's my ring?
I was doing my absolute best.
Awesome.
But yeah, he showed up, and then and we've just been hanging out the last 14 hours. This dude doesn't cry, knock on wood. I'm serious. He has spent like 30 total seconds of his life crying. He came into the world and was just alert and awake for 2 hours, just hanging out, looking around. was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I got a feeling that your dog Vinny might be crying of confusion.
Oh,
You're going to have to explain
yeah.
some things to the Vinster here in a day or two.
Yeah, that's going to be, honestly, we will hopefully maybe get discharged tomorrow afternoon. But that part's going to be the hardest part, I think. Not going back to reality. It's the Vinster's reality that his world's been turned upside down. So,
yeah. And dude, the comments are pouring in. I don't know if you can read them, but people are super happy for you and for Kelsey and for Sonny. Is it Sonny Joe? Sonny Joseph? What's the sports name? I feel like Sonny Goff is a great sports name.
It is a great sports name. Yeah, I mean,
right?
I made the joke 2 years ago to her when Sonny pitched his ass off. Remember when the Twins won a playoff game and it was exciting and it was awesome?
Yeah.
And I made the joke saying, what if we named our son Sonny? And she's like, Sonny Goff? I don't know. But clearly over the last few years, it grew on her. And if he could be somewhere between like Sonny Coleone and Sonny Liston and Sonny Gray, like if there's some median there without the whole Sonny Coleone ending fate, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be okay.
Love it.
Awesome, man. Congrats to the Goffs. Congrats to the Isaiah Rodgers family. Congrats to Vikings fans today. A great day for Declan, for the family, and for the Purple Daily community. People, literally, it's just like nonstop scrolling in. People super pumped for you. So
thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Kelsey's a trooper.
And
Kelsey's
she's
a trooper.
She's the real MVP.
Yep, exactly right.
She was awesome. She was awesome today.
Amen. Well, we'll let you guys get back to, I don't know, like being a family here today for the first time. So
we'll see.
And by the way, Dex is still gonna be popping in and out here of Ventline and hottest takes throughout the next few weeks. I think we're gonna give you tomorrow, even if you're like trying to be a hero tomorrow. You just hang out with your family tomorrow. Yeah. And if you do have like a recorded hottest take, you can send it in, but you should go be a dad tomorrow.
Should we have a recorded hottest take tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Just tomorrow, though, Dex.
Yeah, just
see
tomorrow.
You Tuesday.
And then we'll.
You can take as much time as you want, but Declan's like, Declan hits us up on like Thursday. He's like, if the baby shows up on Friday, I might still be able to. Like, no, dude, just be a dad. Go be a dad.
I'm sorry. All right, dudes. Sounds good. Thank you,
boys. All right, man.
Congrats,
there he is, Sonny Joseph Goff making his debut.
So, did you guys pick up on the fact that? So the first name, obviously, Sonny Gray, but the middle name, Joe Ryan.
He is named after two Twins pitchers. Yeah.
See, yeah. So I mean,
or Declan's affinity for kickers, or disgust for kickers, I guess. Is it an ode to Greg Joseph potentially?
Ooh.
I guess we can.
I was
we
thinking
can
Joe
explore
Ryan,
these
Sonny
possibilities
Gray, back when things were good.
I was hoping for Sonny Quick Trip Goff myself.
Boy.
By the way, Vikings Vent. We'll get to our takes off this game here, and we'll get to you guys. North American Banking Company is presenting Vikings Vent Line throughout the season. But let's start the show the right way. Well, we already did actually, but let's go to Quick Trip also to continue starting the show the right way.
Exactly right. And here is some exciting news for Vikings fans. It is time to level up your snack game with Quick Trip to the End Zone. Swing by Quick Trip and buy a Pothole Pizza or 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew with Quick Rewards, and that is going to be your entry to win. Snag both, and you're stacking 10 bonus entries every week of the regular season. 17 games, 17 winners. Someone scores a $500 Quick Trip gift card, but there's more. If the Vikings break loose with a 50-plus yard touchdown, Quick Trip dropping $5,000 to one lucky fan. No purchase necessary. Full details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. Don't just watch the game. Win it only at Quick Trip. And we did have, Isaiah Rodgers for the defensive side had 2 touchdowns of 50-plus yards today.
Yeah, the long-range house calls. Like a lot of defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not that there's like a cheap defensive touchdown, but, it could be the offense backed up in their own zone or something. I mean, he had to work for those. So, Judd, you were inside the stadium. There was a lot of, I think, nervous tension among fans going into this game, looking ahead at the schedule, the uncertainty at quarterback, all the injuries, Darasaw back, Harrison Smith back. Both guys made huge impacts throughout the game today, but just your biggest takeaway watching one of the biggest blowouts in the history of Vikings football today.
Wow, it was, it was really mixed at times because the offense got off to that great start. And then it actually, for a while there, did not move the ball effectively. But my takeaway, I guess, my grand number one takeaway is this was a defensive masterpiece. And I know Jake Browning started, and I know that the Bengals turned over the ball 5 times, partially because Brian Flores' defense played so well. But we talked about this in the offseason. We talked about it in training camp, and it came to fruition today. Isaiah Rodgers, a guy that Brian Flores pounded the table for, and we all are like, okay, he hasn't really started much, but if Brian Flores likes him, there must be something there. And we saw that today. There was the pick. There was the 2 forced fumbles. There's 2 touchdowns. I mean, all types of record set. And really, again, credit to Flores, because if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Rodgers was the first player the Vikings signed when free agency started. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. But then the more that O'Connell and people talked about, no, there was a reason for that. Like, this was because Brian Flores essentially said he is going to work out. And we saw that today. But among the things I absolutely loved today was the way that the defense rebounded. Like, the Falcons game, they were not terrible, and Bijan Robinson's a really good player, but he ran the ball down their throat to the tune of 218 total yards rushing. And Atlanta came out and got off to that fantastic start, and it really set the tone. Well, today, the Vikings set the tone completely. So there's a lot good to talk about offensively. Clearly, we'll get into that. But I think the thing that really got me was how Brian Flores' defense, after playing okay against the Falcons, sort of at times took this game into their own hands and handed the offense some incredibly advantageous situations, if not just scoring points themselves.
Yeah. Just to piggyback on the Isaiah Rodgers front. So he has the pick 6. He punches the ball out. Noah Fant, I believe, was the victim there. He punched the ball out of Noah Fant's grasp, scoops it cleanly, and just sprints for another touchdown. Between those 2 plays, something that I think kind of got overlooked because, the guy scored 2 touchdowns. But between those 2 touchdowns, he defended Jamar Chase one-on-one in the end zone on a 50-50 ball, and he either tipped the ball or he kind of grabbed Jamar Chase's hand, and but he directly influenced an incomplete pass on what would have been a touchdown, and then has the other punch out. And per ESPN, Rodgers becomes the first player in NFL history with a pick 6, a fumble return for a touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles in the same game. And all of that happened in the first half of the blowout win. So it is not hyperbole to say that we witnessed one of the greatest individual defensive performances in NFL history. And even though, the pick 6, huge credit to Levi Drake Rodriguez on the pressure that led Jake Browning to have to scurry to his right, throw kind of off balance. Then Harrison Smith gets his hand up, tips the ball. Mm-hmm. But that's there's a lot happening in front of you as a cornerback. And how many times do cornerbacks cleanly catch that ball, even with the misdirection, and then get up and use their athletic ability to outrun a bunch of defenders? If you were to line up all the cornerbacks in the league, how many turn that play as the ball's being tipped by Harrison Smith into a pick 6? And it's actually not that many. So Isaiah Rodgers, man.
And the punch out as well, because he punched the ball out beautifully, but he was down. He had to get up, pick up the ball, and run. So, yeah, he had a great game. And I just felt the swarming nature of the defense today. Jake Browning lost his will to try to win. He was literally trying to survive. And the Bengals' run game is atrocious. We talked about this on the preview show on Saturday. But nonetheless, the Vikings gave them no oxygen. Yeah. 0, which I thought was a huge start to the game.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is that, and now this was an extreme example of the Vikings' identity, but this is what the identity of the 2025 Vikings should look like in order. Swarming, suffocating defense, number 1. They were a top 5 defense last year, and they are better and deeper when healthy across the board. That second wave of defensive linemen with Jalen Redmond and Levi Drake Rodriguez, those guys are everywhere. Dallas Turner was everywhere today. I'm really curious to see what the film and the PFF grade says on Dallas Turner, because he was everywhere for portions of those 3 hours today. But number 1, defense. Number 2, a formidable running game led by Jordan Mason should be the second part of your formula to winning. And then, like, obviously you're going to, like, it's still a passing league, and even if you're a run-heavy team, you're still going to pass the ball more than 50% of the time over the course of a season. But the passing game, hitting on some big plays here and there, but not the driving force for week-to-week winning. And I thought today was exactly that. Your defense was dominant in scoring touchdowns and forcing turnovers. Jordan Mason, especially once they got a lead, they just leaned into Jordan Mason, a couple red zone touchdowns. And then Carson Wentz, it was kind of clunky throughout portions of the passing game, but he took some sacks, and you got a rookie center playing, and there's a ton of false starts, and we can talk about that stuff. But, he hit on like 6 or 7 important passes that kept the chains moving and scored touchdowns. But like that right there in extreme form is how I think if this team's going to win 10 or 11 or 12 games, it will be defense, running game, and passing as a complement.
Did they have more? Did Jordan Mason's 2 rushing touchdowns today, I believe both from the red zone, did that surpass the total of rushing red zone touchdowns the team had for all of last season?
By running backs or total? Yeah, that's a good question.
By running backs. Like Aaron Jones had the week 1 against the Giants where he bounced it outside. Today, Jordan Mason just went up the middle, but I want to say that might have been the only rushing touchdown that a running back had in the red zone last season.
Boy, yeah, we can. I don't know. We can do some digging on that, but they had 9 rushing touchdowns period as a team last year. They have 3 through the first 3 games,
and I think a quarterback might have had one. But big improvement.
A win is nice, but like the blowout win is even better. Like, when's the last time they had a blowout win? Not just even under Kevin O'Connell, but just in general. I saw somebody pull up a stat that was like 2019. They beat the Chargers in December 39-10. But this one, with a backup quarterback and everything, I think everybody would still love to see J.J. McCarthy dueling it out with Joe Burrow. But at the same time, if we get to halftime and it's like, all right, we just got to, like, I could turn the game off hypothetically. I know how this one is going to end. It's just how much more they're going to tack on. That was just such a nice feeling that I think after, especially last week, Vikings fans really deserved. And it was really improving to see.
They've played so many one-score games since Kevin O'Connell took over. So there's, to AJ's point, there's not that many opportunities. One crazy thing that has just been a theme throughout the last 15 years is they rarely score 40 points in a game. I was looking up as they kept creeping up. They had 34 points or whatever it was at halftime. And I did some halftime research on StatHead. And only 2 teams coming into today had scored 40 or more points fewer times than the Vikings over the last 15 years. It's the Jets and the Raiders. And they've had some decent offenses under Kevin O'Connell, but they haven't with Cousins for 6 years and with Kevin O'Connell. And obviously 2 of the touchdowns were defensive touchdowns, so that helps you get over the 40-point threshold. But it just doesn't happen that often. So, AJ, can we let's start with, I think Jake is at the stadium right now. Can we go to Jake first? Yeah, it looks like there's purple seats in there.
Let's get Jake. Jake, what's up, man? You're on Vikings Ventline.
Dude, you're still in the stadium?
Boys, I'm here, yeah. I think I'm right by the sports dad. I don't know if he's in there.
I'm waving.
Yeah.
Way back here.
I don't know.
I'm waving to you.
I think I see you, yeah.
Throw me a beer.
Yeah, we came in from Wisconsin for the game here, and I'm waiting. This I don't think it's repeatable. I don't think this game is repeatable overall, but J.J. McCarthy, I think, is the next big thing in the NFL.
Okay.
Personally, I love the way the defense played. Obviously, everything. It's when you're here in person, it's different. You can see more. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this all develops because
dude, Jake, thank you for jumping on Vikings Vent Line. We love when people jump in from the stadium, and you should throw a beer in there for Judd. Just lob it right in there.
Lob it in, and it can make its way around the corner of the press box here, just perfect. I'm sure no one in the press box would mind one bit if that happened.
No, I think they're probably all a little thirsty after watching that. Are there other people in the stadium?
I think we've got Eric. No, hold on. No, I think
he's in a concourse somewhere. It looks like.
I think Jeff is sitting in the concourse. So let's go to Jeff here.
No, Jeff's just like in his room.
I'm just in my house, dude. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys on that one.
We're looking
Someone's
at these
upset.
little thumbnails like, is that a stadium? Jeff's like, no, man, it's Tyler Hero.
If we could be in the stadium right now, I would be thrilled. But no, you guys pretty much talked about the points that I was going to talk about, and I liked a lot. 2 pros and 1 con that actually kind of turned into a pro. Jordan Mason, one heck of a runner, man. I would honestly put him as RB1, and then put Aaron Jones RB2 at this point. And this game showed a lot. You guys talked about Isaiah Rodgers. Oh my gosh, dude, a heck of a game by him with the punching of the ball. That at this point has become an art. And from his pick 6 to the forced fumbles, and then the rest of the defense caps on all that too. They just played a lights out game. And my con that ended up turning out good was Carson Wentz had kind of a rough first half with some sacks, but hey, come on back and clean it up and start throwing up some touchdowns and doing your scrambles, and most of the points were on defense, but he did an absolute wonderful job coming out of the gate with finishing the game off. So
yeah, props
to all that for him coming out. I mean, I think it's been like a year or so that he's played last, if I'm not mistaken.
He played just kind of for the Chiefs, it was a meaningless end of season game in week 18.
Right.
But I think the Broncos needed that game to get in or for seeding, but the Chiefs were like already locked in, so they played a bunch of backups and got smoked in that game.
Okay, so it's been some time, but you step back and like riding a bike, you step back in and you show what you're made of now, so you can still sling it. And man, exciting game. I'm sure all Vikings fans and you guys are celebrating it. I was gonna ask if Juck waved the flag, but I know he's probably at the stadium right now, so he probably can't.
Yeah, I'm here. I can't. Here, I'll look. There's the logo, not an exit, and a Vikings logo right above it. How about that?
Hey, we'll take that, man. We'll take that all day. So on to the next game. Everybody celebrated. So this hopefully is just a step, the beginning of it all.
Yeah, Jeff. Hey, thanks for coming on, bringing the passion.
How about the 62-yard longest in Vikings history, Will Reichard, Will the Thrill? That thing was good from like 72.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because you were there. They showed a couple angles from different CBS cameras. Good from blank.
70.
I think it was good from longer than that.
It might have been longer. And what was funny is until I saw the replay, I didn't realize how close he hooked it in. Like
he's
when
got
you went back,
that little baby draw.
Yeah,
like
he
a
does.
Golfer, man.
It looked like, because it's hard to tell from the press box like exactly where it goes, but in watching it too, he just put that sucker like by that much in. But I think that's So let's say it's good from a minimum of 70, if not 72, if not 75. That thing was. Jamar Chase is standing right below the goalpost, right?
Yeah.
Because like he can catch the ball and he can return it, and he's like, whoa.
Do you think Big Leg Bill was a little offended that the Bengals put Jamar Chase under the goalpost? Oh, really? Oh, really?
Do you remember
My name
when
is Big Leg Bill here? Okay, there's no way this comes up short.
In the 2007 Peterson rushing record game, Antonio Cromartie returned a Longwell attempt for a touchdown.
Yeah,
and the Vikings got
Longwell's
booed off the field.
Yeah, it's Longwell. He's old at the time, and let's go to Eric from Connecticut here, AJ, because he is outside
Eric's living
US
room
Bank.
is weird, or he's actually at the stadium. So, Eric, what's up, man? You're on Vikings Van Line.
Hey, boys, it's Eric from Connecticut, the dude with the big yard. If you remember the little dog.
Hell yeah, dude.
I came out to Minnesota. We're here with the boys. Judd, here's a jersey for you. Look at this. 66.
Oh.
Tausch. These are all my buddies, all from
Wow.
I lost my voice. This is his first game in Minnesota. Patrick's first game in Minnesota. That's Nolan. That's Liam. That's Lincoln. What a game to come out and see. Holy crap. The Vikings, like you said, this is the defense that we want to see all the time. I know it's not going to happen always like this, but man, what a game. Carson Wentz managed the game, did what he needed to do, did things stupid. And we got to see Max Brosman in there for that quarter. So I'm happy. I want J.J. McCarthy to get healthy, get his head right, come back. Let's do this. But so far, so good. And it's great to see Darasaw, Harrison Smith, and Van Ginkel back in there. So
The
it's
gangster
awesome.
man. Eric, what was the ovation like for Max Brosmer when he checked into the
Oh, it was
game?
great. Everyone got up. It was almost as big as when they put the Browns-Packers score up. To the point, the offense was on the field. The offense was like telling everybody to calm down, but it was freaking out when they put the Packers score up.
You're a bunch of backups at that point. The Packers-Browns score is more important than a bunch of backups trying to run one play.
I know, but
there was a pop. It was great.
The kid played down the street, like right over there. You know, it's kind of cool. He gets the big star here.
Oh, it's very cool.
It is cool. Yeah, it was. He was, man. He had, his receivers did him no favors on a couple of those.
No. And there was a little
tighten that
shaky with some of the handoffs as well. But hey, we'll take it.
Love it, man. Eric from Connecticut, from his big backyard on the east side of the country to the big backyard of US Bank Stadium here, man. Love it. Great stuff. Bringing the family. Let's keep rocking here, AJ. Just you pick whoever you want, and we'll pull him up here into Vikings Vent Line.
We got our guy Dominator Darasaw. He's been waiting for a while. First in the room. Let's make him get on Vikings Vent Line here. What's up, man?
It's actually Colin in Florida. Good to see you guys. It's been a while since I see you at the draft party. Hey, I think one of the biggest things that you saw today, Darasaw. I mean, you look at the last two games, even against Chicago, the amount of pressure that McCarthy was under and the Falcons, that was such a big role, and it's such a big role in the running game. I think you've seen the last of Aaron Jones being a starting running back for this team. And I feel like Wentz just kind of, even though he was a little clumpy at first, he just kind of has that veteran presence where he makes those quick decisions, and sometimes he improvises to where I think that could be a key thing going forward. And by the way, coming back to the Wentz last performance, I think Kansas City was trying to lose that game because, ironically, Cincinnati was the hottest team in the NFL at the end of last season, and by Denver winning that game, it knocked Cincinnati out of the playoffs. So just my opinion. But Jordan Mason, welcome to being the number one back for the Vikings.
Yeah.
On Darasaw, too, you're exactly right. In the run game and the pass game. And the thing about it, too, and I thought that Nance and Romo on the CBS broadcast brought up a really interesting thing, and they clearly had talked to O'Connell about this because they talked about it like 3 times, about Hawkinson. And they kept saying part of why Hawkinson's stats were down was because he was being kept in with school to help protect. Like, he had to block. And because Christian is an elite left tackle, Hawkinson can now actually release into his routes and catch passes, which I think he caught 5 today and his first touchdown since like October of 23. So, Darasaw being back was immediately on that first drive when they had some success. Mason, I think, started with a run right to the left side. From that moment on, Darasaw's impact was impressive. And the nice thing was, because the lead got so big, they could take him out as well, which they did. They took him out for the last drive of the first half, put him back in to start the third quarter, and then eventually took him out entirely once the lead got so big.
I also think Oliver scored a touchdown as well. So having both of those guys score to me is a very underrated thing. I think that's going to be the real imprint on this team of what they're going to do. And I think that's how they set the team up for the year.
Do you know what the first sub or the first package was right off the bat? 11 personnel.
Yeah.
They were like, we are going to come out here and we are going to run 2 tight ends in
12 personnel.
Or 12. So, but they came out right away and were like, we are going to run the football.
Yeah. Well, dude, the first 2 plays out of the gate. And by the way, thanks for holding it down in Florida for us. Awesome stuff here early on Vent Line. The first 2 plays of the first Vikings offensive drive, I just made I've taken a bajillion notes. It was the first thing I highlighted was all the things that we complained about through the first 2 weeks play calling wise. They just checked the boxes on the first drive. It helps to have Christian Darasaw back, and there's a whole conversation there about his impact and how he does sort of muddy this discussion about the quarterback play today versus the first 2 weeks. But first play out of the gate, Jordan Mason, handoff, left side of the offensive line, and there's Darasaw caving it in to create this huge hole for Mason. And then the second play was a quick bubble screen to Justin Jefferson. It's just like, all right, let's get the run game going right away. We'll run right over the back of Darasaw, and then let's just get Jefferson immediately involved. And then the third play was a 16-yard pass to Jefferson over the middle. So, and then another chunk to Mason. You finally get toward the end zone where Josh Oliver catches a pass. It was the perfect way to script those first handful of plays to just get things going that you need. On the Darasaw front, his impact today, and I'm excited to do the Trenches episode with Boone this week, but his impact was incredible today on so many fronts. The amount of times they ran left tackle, like outside zone or whatever the run concepts were, right through him for huge chunks today. Totally different than the first 2 weeks. And in pass protection, yeah, there is some stuff that needs to get cleaned up, but it's really, like, I think it's fair to say veteran Carson Wentz did really well for the most part. He was clearly making the right decisions at the line of scrimmage more often than not. But to compare the game he had today with the benefit of Christian Darasaw as his left tackle and the running game that you get to deploy because of that versus what McCarthy had to deal with those offensive lines. Like, yeah, Wentz was good and Wentz is more veteran and all those things, but you almost can't compare life without Darasaw to life with Darasaw with the quarterbacks.
Despite the facts, the one thing I liked that Wentz did was I liked the fact that at times he actually took sacks and didn't try and throw the ball. Because, I mean, that would be the one really destructive thing, and he's done that before. So I would rather, if you're going to lose, if you could get the ball thrown out of bounds, that's my first choice. But if you're going to lose, let's say, 8 to 10 yards, or you're going to potentially throw a crippling pick, I'll take the loss of yards and the potential punt every time. So it didn't feel like Wentz, to his credit, he didn't try to do too much.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's fair. Let's go back to Vikings vent line here. AJ, who's next?
I've seen him walking around. See, I don't know if he's out at the stadium. Maybe he's just taking a stroll around the neighborhood. But Austin Louisville is out and about after a big win for the Vikings.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for taking my thing. I'm not at the game. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky for Louder Than Life. It's one of the biggest rock festivals here. We just had Hinder playing on stage. I had to walk away from that. 1 hour set, by the way, Phil. Did not hear Lips of an Angel once.
I was gonna say, Lips of an Angel brings me back to college, early 2000s.
Insane Clown Posse was here the other day. They sprayed Faygo over everybody. Tell you what, that's a show. Insane Clown Posse is a show. It's I don't know if Faygo's good, but they were throwing bottle rockets. It was absolutely nuts. But anyways, I want to say congratulations to Declan on having baby Optimus Prime, Drew Lock, Goff there. Congratulations on him. You guys are now baby sports grandparents, basically. So how does that feel?
Dude, the sports dad is now a sports grandpa.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great, especially if the team continues to win with Sonny here. Like if Sonny is going to bring in like a bunch of wins, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Just growing before our very eyes. I love to see it. I'm a big fan. Listen to you guys every day. I know this is your guy. You guys being in radio for so long, this is your favorite call. Someone to go and give a hot take after not watching a single second of the game. What I want to say, by following on the Yahoo Sports app and just a couple Twitter updates, I didn't want to bring this take to light. This is something kind of like what you did with the Aaron Rodgers thing before the J.J. McCarthy comeback, Phil. But I am going to go ahead and bring it to life. I think that Brian Flores is keeping KOC from turning into a pumpkin right now. Everything has gone good for the defense, and it's kind of overshadowing some of the play calling, which I'm still waiting to see Justin Jefferson in complete crazy motions. I wanted to see him have that Cooper Kupp year, especially when they talked about trying to integrate him like they did Cooper Kupp during the Rams Super Bowl year. He's not out of the backfield. He's not doing a lot of motion. He still got off his stuff today, but it was great to see all that happen. There's just something's just missing, and I'm not saying like this is a downfall like Kevin O'Connell, but I just want to prevent this from being like the new Mike McDaniel, because what you guys said last week is the shine's very much starting to wear off on him, and all these young play callers that were once heralded 2 years ago, KOC has the benefit of having the head coach of the year last year. So that's all I wanted to say as a guy that didn't watch a single second but 3 plays. And I'm coming to you live from what's about to be the Evanescence concert here in about 45 minutes.
Wow.
I just wanted to say that. I love you guys. Phil, your guy, Wayne Danielson told me next time I get on here, Wayne D said to say what's up to you, my friend.
You say hi to Big D for me. And you go enjoy some early 2000s rock, and Austin will talk again soon, man. Thanks for coming on.
Guys. Take care.
Love it. Do you think, just your thoughts on Kevin O'Connell, Judd, after what you saw today?
Well, so the Falcons game, I was critical. I think we all were. This game I'm hesitant to be, and here's why. Now, I think he's going to have to come to the realization he has to run not just more, but situationally in the right places, which I think he did today. The other thing, though, with McCarthy, and it was sort of the same with Wentz, I think right now, because of some of the protection issues and partially based on who your quarterbacks are, I don't know the long developing plays are going to work well. Like, they might eventually, I don't know, Ryan Kelly's back, Darasaw's back, but it just feels to me like a lot of the plays that we saw today that had success in the passing game were a little bit more quick, right? Yeah. And Darnold spoiled us with the KOC combination last year because Sam had that big arm, and it felt like you had more time for plays to develop. But I'm just thinking to myself, Justin Jefferson downfield, 40 yards. I'm not saying a quick pass that he turns into a big gain. I'm saying a long developing play, Justin Jefferson, that type of play that we saw a year ago. I don't know that this team right now, like Jefferson, is capable. I don't know the rest of the team is capable yet. So I would be very hesitant to bag on KO for today's play calling, but I do think that in addition to the run game, there has to be a realization that the more quick hitters right now from a passing game standpoint that you can use, probably the better.
Yeah, it'll be easier to go back and sort of comb through, maybe a second time, but I thought they did a great job considering how quickly the game flow changed. Yep. Where you're up early, you get early defensive touchdown. You're not trailing, so you can kind of just lean on the Bengals with a running game. And there was a couple long developing things, taking shots at chunks down the field. But I thought there was a nice little pivot toward, and it helps when you're forced to start Jordan Mason, because one of the big criticisms is, why is this guy just not your featured number one running back? Are you trying to avoid hurting Aaron Jones' feelings? Is there any question who your best pure running back is on the team right now? No, I don't think there should be. I mean, Aaron Jones adds a lot of value as a pass catcher, third down, and he can still run it too. Jordan Mason was a bell cow today, and you get the tight ends involved, especially in the red zone. So I don't think there's a whole lot to nitpick with Kevin O'Connell today. The false starts were definitely a problem, but you're also dealing with a new quarterback in Cadence who wasn't at practice throughout any of the offseason stuff until 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And a center who doesn't really know what he's doing yet in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So I guess I feel like that type of stuff gets ironed out with just some more practice time and just discussions and meetings and whatnot.
Yeah, I definitely did not have a big a bone to pick with KO's play calling today. I'm talking about what might work best. But to your point earlier, Phil, and you're right, he basically also went down the checklist of all the stuff that we griped about a week ago, and he tried it.
Yeah.
Quick passes to Jefferson. Mason had to start, but also ran well, and they used him quite a bit. So, yeah, this was the Falcons game. I thought that Kevin did not do, for a rare time, I thought he did not do a very good job of the play calling overall. Today, I have no such complaint.
I think he jumped off because he had to go intro Evanescence. He's a radio DJ there, Austin and Louisville. But AJ, let's make Austin and Louisville the Crybaby Craig's winner, the hottest vent of the week. Anytime you can jump on Vikings Vent Line, having only followed the game via box score and then deliver a scorching hot take about the head coach, Crybaby Craig's is proud here. So he's going to win. If you could just find his email and shoot him a note and CC our guy Ross there, AJ. Mm-hmm. He's going to win a bottle of Crybaby Craig's Gourmet Hot Sauce, a bottle of Crybaby Craig's Hot Honey Sauce, a bottle of Crybaby Craig's Cheesy Pow Pow Powder, also a Crybaby Craig's sweatshirt, coffee mug, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Crybaby Craig's goes on everything. We've got 2 bottles in the Mackey household right now, which might not be enough to make it through the rest of the month here because we put it on everything. Find Crybaby Craig's in your local grocery store or go to crybabycraigs.com. and get 10% off with the promo code PD10. That's crybabycraigs.com, code PD10 to get 10% off this incredible hot sauce. And shout out to Crybaby Craig's for powering Vikings Vent Line. Same goes for the Minnesota State Lottery. helping to power Purple Daily this season. The Vikings won today, and you could win too with the Vikings scratch game ticket.
Yep. In fact, guess what? Because of that new Viking scratch game, this could be your year, your season, or just your day, as it was for the Vikings today. Each time you play, you're going to have a chance at $100,000 plus fantastic second chance prizes like cash and Viking season tickets. So just say I'm in and play the new Viking scratch game from the lottery. Must be 18 or older to play with our friends from the Minnesota Lottery, who can make you a winner along with the Vikings, and everyone can celebrate because the Vikings also won the game today.
Since we're talking about official Vikings things, Pepsi is the official beverage of the Minnesota Vikings, so make sure you're stocked up for football season. And this is the official Justin Jefferson commemorative cup that many of you probably got today inside US Bank Stadium. There's a QR code on the cup, which allows you to scan it and enter to win Victor's Ride, a Polaris 1000 ATV. And all you have just to get the cup in the stadium and soon at Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh locations, scan the QR code. And what could happen is if you win, Victor and company will just deliver it to your house like you see here on the YouTube channel. So yeah, Pepsi, keep drinking your Pepsi, keep collecting your Justin Jefferson souvenir cups, and hit that QR code so you can enter to win Victor's Ride, courtesy of Pepsi. All right, dudes. Got the sports dad in the stadium right now. Still almost 5,000 people hanging out with us on a beautiful Sunday. Blowout victory for the Vikings. If you haven't already, click that like button and the subscribe button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. This is the best and biggest Vikings fan community, Vikings podcast community you're going to find out there. Love you guys. We're pumped. Declan and his wife brought a new baby into the world today. Isaiah Rodgers Day is also Sonny Goff Day moving forward. September 21st, 2025, a day to remember. So AJ is filling in, producing here today. Who's next up, AJ?
Well, this next guy, certified football guy, he loves shotgun formation so much that he wants to sit in that the only seat he's going to sit in is the passenger seat shotgun. It's Joe coming to us live from Interstate 694. What's up, Joe?
What's going on, guys? You got me?
Loud and clear.
All right, man.
What's up, Joe?
First of all, I want to say I was so positive last week on Ventline, and everyone was roasting me. But look at what happens when we have our starters back. Christian Darasaw, Harrison Smith. You know, our guys, when they're back, we play good football. And I have a hot take. Last week, I thought TJ Hawkinson was cooked. But this week, he did great. He blocked well, caught a TD pass. I mean, I think our guy's back. You know, a little bit of doubt, but hey, on the I-90, passenger seat, shotgun formation, Skull Vikes. Let's get it next week international. Let's go, baby.
See, look at that. Positive Joe, positive Phil. You guys, all you negatives out there trying to clown. I think what sometimes does happen, though, Judd, is especially with defensive players and offensive linemen, those players are missing. And it's not as obvious the play-by-play impact that they have because you're not, as you're watching a game on TV, you're not fixated on the left tackle the whole time.
Right.
But it is the difference between, not to keep picking on him, but Justin School and then Walter Rouse, who combined to give up 8 pressures in the first 2 games, 3 sacks, some penalties. The difference between those guys playing left tackle and Christian Darasaw is a mountain. I mean, it is like going from a top 8 quarterback in the league to one of the worst quarterbacks in the league in terms of like how it impacts your passing game. So, yeah, funny. You get him back. You get a borderline Hall of Famer back in Harrison Smith who makes an immediate impact. Van Ginkel comes back, gets a sack early in the game. Like, oh, you're just putting awesome players back on the field. Yeah, the operation looks a lot more honed.
And so the thing with Smith as well is he's an aging player who's had an illness, but like the tip ball that Isaiah Rodgers caught for the touchdown return, to me, what was so impressive about that, and here's where Harrison Smith makes a huge difference, the disguising he did. So Jake Browning didn't know. Like, he disguised. He looked like he was going to drop back in, and then he came towards the line of scrimmage, and that's where he tipped the ball. That's the type of thing that a lot of guys just can't or don't do, right? So it's not like, oh, man, Harrison Smith's back, and he looks as athletic as ever. That's not going to happen. But he creates so many problems because nobody, I don't think, out there, save for Josh Metellus, maybe, understands the principles of the Flores defense better than Harrison Smith. So like that's the type of thing when you think, well, he's old and does it matter? Yes, it does, because he understands exactly how to incorporate himself to make himself a real problem, because that defense has so many potential obstacles it presents to the offense.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 plays where Harrison Smith moved one of his teammates pre-snap, where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be here," so he's like shoving Ivan Pace over here, you go over here,
Yes.
and then like the player that he moved winds up making the play because he got everyone aligned in the right spots.
Great point.
So,
Yep.
All right, AJ, back to Vikings Van Line here, Purple Daily YouTube channel.
Yeah, so next, Vikings, they're going to go international. So let's get international here. We got Christoph from Austria.
All right, AJ, back to
Austria
Vikings
might be
Van Line.
filled with the sound of hot football takes here.
You got to turn your volume down.
Here, Christoph, I'll put you in the back. Turn that volume down, and we'll come back to here in a sec. Let's maybe get over to Joe K in Iowa here, who's been waiting patiently. Joe, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? It is a great day here in Iowa. It is 75 and sunny. I've got my gigantic Vikings chain on. I have my souvenir Justin Jefferson cup, and I am, I guess, the second Joe on, and I am also positive. I think we all need to just calm down and trust Kevin O'Connell a little bit more. He did win Coach of the Year last year, and just zooming out and looking at the schedule the rest of the year. I mean, there's a world where we can be 4-1.
Oh yeah,
going into the bye pretty easily. Now that gauntlet from week 8 to 12, where we have, like, I forget the order, but isn't it something like we've got like the Ravens, the Lions, we got some tough teams coming up in the middle. So it's this week, today to me did feel like a must win. So I think seeing how we played against the Falcons and how terrible that was, it did kind of feel like, okay, if we go down here 1-2, we are going to kind of be in a hole that could be difficult to climb out. But I mean, people have already said it today, but Darasaw is a franchise level left tackle. He changes the game for us. I mean, look at, the fact that Wentz could drop back and pass knowing that he was secured from that side, and Donovan Jackson. I mean, he's looking like a solid first-round pick, which we desperately need. We really do. And Wentz just managing that game. I mean, it even opened up Naylor, and Hawkinson came out and had his first strong game of the year, and it just allowed that offense to actually finally move and do something.
Yeah, great stuff. Joe K, another positive Joe.
Judd, wave that flag for me. I don't care if you have it.
Yeah, I got the flag. Wait, hold on a second. Look, see?
Yeah, come on.
The Viking thing above me, it just won't move with me. Move with me.
Come
on.
Move
with me.
Vikings are going 16-1. 16-1. The last running back that had as many yards per attempt as Jordan Mason did today. He had 7.3 yards per attempt today. You know who it was?
Like a Vikings running back in a game?
Vikings running back, last one to do it.
Peterson?
Dalvin?
It was Alexander Madison.
Oh,
2021.
The stud himself.
I can't believe it.
Let me some.
All right. Peace out, guys.
And that was probably the peak of his football life right there. Yeah, Joe K in Iowa. Good stuff, man. I think it was kind of amusing last week as we're explaining in Thor's day, Thor getting hammered by people. You lied to us about JJ McCarthy. But my favorite group of people reacting to that game last week are the stop making excuses people. There's no excuse for the way the Vikings looked. Okay, like excuse is maybe that's like a trigger word, but let's replace the word excuse with reasons. What are the reasons why the Vikings looked clunky last week? Not having Christian Darasaw was reason number one. You can't just ignore that. And, well, it doesn't really matter if he's in or not. The Vikings offense should look a certain way. Well, you wouldn't say that about a quarterback being in or out. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. There's certain positions, like if your best edge rushers are out and you're running backup edge rushers into a game, you wouldn't have the same expectation of pressuring the opposing team's quarterback. Grenard and Van Ginkel are going to be out. Are the Vikings going to get pressure on the opposing quarterback? It's not as likely. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of Darasaw today and going forward, whether it's Wentz or when McCarthy comes back. And I'm really curious at some point, to see McCarthy come back and get the actual infrastructure, Addison included, because he's coming back next week when they go to Europe, to see the actual infrastructure in place that was sort of promised and created to help the young quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Darasaw is, and I'm sure on TV as well, but live, like you could see it from the outside of the game too. I mean, he's a monster of a man, and he's athletic, so he's good. And I don't know what percentage he's at, because I'm sure it's not 100 yet, but let's say he's at 80%, okay? He's better than most left tackles at 100%. And that's the thing about it. And yeah, and School was, I mean, there's a debate. If Justin School hadn't been concussed and Darasaw was still out, I think there was probably a debate about Blake Brandel being moved to left tackle and just playing there. So like we are talking about what was a problem. But I did love the fact, though, that O'Connell also, I thought, went against some of his principles a little bit with Darasaw or without today and adjusted. Like, that's the most important question to me. Do you adjust? And he did. And I know that Mason was forced to start and play more, but it worked out exactly like we thought, including the 2 red zone touchdowns where he just played, for lack of a better term, basketball term, bully ball. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Mason plays bully ball.
Teddy Bear wants to remind us that they did play the Bengals today. Yeah. And they were up 48-3.
Formerly 2-0, undefeated Bengals.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this league, man, this league is weird. I mean, the Packers lost to the Browns today. So, like, that's the weird thing. I get a little bit hesitant. I know that the 2 games in Europe are gettable. I don't want to say that they're not. They are. But if we're just going to, like, sort of dismiss Pittsburgh now and Cleveland, because those next 4 games are tough.
Dude,
but
yes.
You can't dismiss them. So like, am I going to be absolutely shocked if the Vikings split those 2 games? I'm not. So, like, these schedules, and the majority of these teams, other than just the worst teams possible, you can't just assume wins.
No, and the Browns are everyone's punchline, but the Browns still have Myles Garrett on their team.
Right, their defense has some spark to it. That's exactly right.
Yeah, and there's some pieces there too. Like, by the way, the Browns draft high all the time. They're like talented players on their team that they've drafted over the last several years.
Stefanski's been coach of the year since he went there twice.
Correct.
Like, there's a reason for it. He's not a bad coach.
They're well coached. They've got one of the best defensive players of all time. And the Packers kind of found that out. It was really hard for the Packers to score points today. And they because of that, it was a 10-0 game with like 4 minutes to go. It was within range, and then chaos starts to happen. So,
right.
All right, AJ, back to Vikings Vent Line here, Purple Daily YouTube channel.
Familiar face here, McQueen. You are on Vikings Vent Line. What's up, man?
McQueen, what's up, dude?
Gentlemen.
Oh, we got the shades.
We're all the way back, baby. We're all the way back. And speaking of babies, shouts out to Sonny Goff and the Goff family. I'm going to go hurry up offense here. I got a bunch of notes to run through. I'm going to get it done real quick. First, I want to say it is a massive honor to be on with the Michael Jordan of the snake draft, AJ All Day Fredrickson. And with Michael Jordan in mind, you alluded to it, Mackie, when the Bengals stuck Jamar Chase back there to return that kick, Big Leg Bill took that personally.
Yeah.
Bengals, they're going to need to pay a visit to Park Dental because they got their teeth knocked down their throats today. We signed the right Rodgers, and I want to shout out my guy Caesar, who is an Eagles fan, so we must forgive him, but he lauded Rodgers to me all of last year, so when we signed him, I was juiced up about it. So this does not surprise me. Well, maybe it surprised me a little bit because he had like the greatest defensive game of all time. Jordan Mason is a Triple H sledgehammer out of the backfield, and to quote my sports dad, Aaron Jones carries the ball. Jordan Mason pounds the rock. Let the man pound the rock. My dream has come true. I got the football sounder, baby. But with Darasaw and the Hitman back, now we see what a mostly healthy Vikings team looks like. I thought Romo did an excellent job discussing the layers of why there's been some offensive struggles in the first couple weeks. You talked about it. As a diehard McCarthy mark, I was on off-season vent line March 31st before the 2024 draft, and I pounded the table for J.J. McCarthy. So I think he did a great job, Romo did, of laying out why we got to give him some grace. Let's be patient. Long-term, he gives us the best chance to succeed. And the last point, Who would have guessed this would have turned into a preseason game with Austin Keys and Chaz Chambliss getting sacks?
Right.
And then shouts out Maximus Decimus Meridius Brosmer.
Oh, let's go, dude. McQueen in the house.
That was professional, McQueen, right there. That was very professional. Very well done.
Played. Well played by you, McQueen. We see you. Yeah, let's keep rocking here on Vikings Vent Line.
Yeah, next, Dalton. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas? Second guy from Iowa on Vent Line. I'm loving it. I just want to say, watching the Trenches episode that Mackie did with, I think it was Jeremiah, it gave me a lot of comfort that, especially seeing Darasaw back and seeing our offense run the way it did, JJ will be fine. We got to give him time to catch up to speed, but plug him into this game today. I think he does so much better than he did last week.
Yeah, it was. I don't think Wentz did anything above and beyond just kind of navigating, and major credit to him. But and Judd, you were watching from the press box view. Wentz did what he was supposed to do in this offense, which is mostly just don't crash the car, right? And then there's going to be a few different times where you need to go a little bit above and beyond in the red zone. You need to, that touchdown pass he threw to Hawkinson. The Bengals sent everybody on that, and they picked it up enough, and he kind of back foot throws it. It's like there's going to be a handful of plays like that where you have to be a quarterback. But Wentz didn't carry the 48-10 victory. He just didn't crash the car in the 48-10 victory.
The Naylor pass that I think was tipped by Jalen around the 1 from the red zone, and that Wentz got hit helmet to helmet on, and they didn't call it as well. Yeah, that drive should have been kept going. Like that, that was a terrible missed call. But yeah, Wentz also had a pass. It might have been in the second half. I think it was to Naylor around midfield, where he was under some duress, but he just sort of slowed it down, found the guy, and that's the type of play I'm still skittish a little bit on JJ just because of his inexperience on. That was a veteran play. That's the type of play. It looked simple, but it's really not. And it's the type of play where a young guy can freak out a little bit, and Wentz didn't. And again, when he took sacks, I didn't feel like Wentz freaked out at all. I felt like he thought, there's nothing here. I could try and throw the ball. That would be dumb. I'd get in trouble. And so, yeah, he managed the game, which again is not a bad term. It's a complimentary term. I thought he managed the game 14-20, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns brilliantly.
Yeah. Yep. Wentz did what a backup QB should. I mean, I don't want to downplay at all what he did. He's great as our backup QB, and I think we're all gonna forever remember this as Isaiah Rodgers Day. Holy cow, guys!
Absolutely, man. I mean, it was Dalton. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you. Yeah, it was one of the most ridiculous defensive performances that you're gonna see in your life watching football. Period.
But I agree with your point too, Phil. I think that this is also, at least for the first part of the season, I think this is the template of the 2025 Vikings, which is run the ball, you get a lead, not as big as today, but you get a lead, you eat clock. Keep in mind too, this offense today had some, and they didn't all score touchdowns, but they had some longer drives, which I think is huge because they ran the ball effectively. And now your defense is not having to come out. That Falcons game to me was egregious in part because you were sending what is a veteran defense back out there time and time again. They're going to wear down. It felt like today, and I think the time of possession was fairly close, but it felt like today that you put your defense from an offensive standpoint in a much better position to stay fresh and then to make big plays.
Yeah. Well, your defense would be out there for 3 plays, and then they would score a touchdown, and then the defense was making itself tired if anyone was, because the defense was just on the field for an hour, scoring its own touchdowns. Who's next here on Vent Line, Age?
Next we got Ryan. He might have somebody with him potentially.
It's Oliver.
Who's a good boy?
Hi, Oliver.
Hi, Ollie.
Big win.
Oliver's getting ready. Is he getting ready to go potty or?
Yeah, I think so. We were sitting in the waiting room there for a while, and he was getting restless. So
come on, let's go.
I had to let him down on the floor, and I went down with him. So, yeah. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to say what a game. And congratulations to Declan and Sonny. That's a pretty cool thing. But this was Oliver's first game watching
Oh,
with me today too.
okay.
So.
What was Oliver's biggest takeaway from the win today?
He
not enough kibble.
He saw Josh Oliver score the touchdown, so he got pretty excited then.
Very excited, yeah. Have to get him his own little 84 jersey, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to get him an Oliver jersey now. But then one other thing is just cautionary. After big games like this, it seems like, as a Vikings fan, I've seen it time and time again. We win 48-10 or whatever. If we win big, it's a little worrisome the next week. Plus, we traveled to is it?
It'll be Dublin.
Dublin, yeah. So just cautionary. But anyhow, a win's a win, right? And no matter if you score 48 or 13.
Yeah, Ryan, great stuff, man. Say hi to Oliver again for us.
Will do.
Enjoy your walk. Enjoy your potty there, Oliver. Speaking of that Dublin game, Judd, this is going to be our next Purple Daily event. It'll be a watch party at Padrigs for that game, 8:30 kickoff, and we'll do a live Vikings vent line, and everybody's invited.
They are indeed. Padres, of course, is our friends from Padres Northeast Minneapolis location. Now, the doors are going to open at 8. The game starts at 8:30, but there is limited seating, so get there early to make sure that you get a seat. The place is loaded with TVs, though, so that won't be a problem. They're also going to have breakfast food from Egg on a Roll, Spy House Coffee, of course, great Irish beer. That goes without saying. Also, for this event, there will be Bloody Marys and a special Spy House Porter for coffee beer fans. Guess what? Sports Dad is going to give that a try. Indoor and outdoor as well. So if it's nice, you can certainly go outside and enjoy that. Space, again, limited. So enjoy an amazing day. Purple Daily at Padregs. Doors open at 8. Game starts at 8:30. It's going to be a morning and an afternoon filled with fun and football. Vent line right after the game, of course.
Yeah, hang out with us, watch the game, and then participate in Vikings Vent Line. Would love to see as many of you as possible. So, looking forward to being at Padres. Also, a shout out to MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Judd, powering Purple Daily this season.
Yeah, and guess what, folks? I know it's been warm. It's been a little bit cooler the past couple days, but the past week or so pretty warm, and so you're probably saying to yourself right now, Sports Dad, what do I need to do? I mean, my furnace, it's still a ways off. Well, keep in mind it's not. Fall is on the way. In fact, 2 weeks ago it was cold. My furnace kicked on, which is why you want to make sure that MSP gets to your house right now. And your furnace doesn't have to be busted. We're just talking about a tune-up. We're talking about, is your furnace, when it gets cold outside, running at maximum efficiency? Guess who's going to help you determine that and get your furnace working like it should? My friends from MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Just check out their website, callmsp.com. Call msp.com and make sure that everything in your house that keeps your family nice and warm and safe is going perfectly. Call msp.com.
And Purple Daily is excited to partner with FVP Auto Parts and Menards this season. So if you want to keep your car, truck, or SUV running better and longer, stay tuned. From FVP. Multi-system additive safely and effectively cleans internal fuel and oil system components, helping your gasoline or diesel engine run cleaner and more efficiently. FVP Stay Tuned will clean carburetors and fuel injectors, remove carbon, gum, varnish deposits, all that icky stuff. And FVP Stay Tuned also works as a great fuel stabilizer, keeping fuel fresh for up to 24 hours. Head to Menards all over the state of Minnesota and in 15 states in the upper Midwest, and stock up on Stay Tuned from FVP. All right, who's next on Vikings Vent Line here? Vikings win 48-10. Was it 10? Yeah, 48-10 was the final score.
Yeah, next here, I know Declan's not in today. He's very preoccupied. So I figured to fill our Declan quota, let's bring Declan in here, who's been hanging out with us the entire time. What's up, man? You're on Vikings Vent Line.
Hey, congratulations to Declan and his family. I know our defense was really good. Isaiah Rodgers with a historic day today. It's just historic for him. Congratulations to him and his family as well. I just got to say, Carson Wentz was looking better as I saw him before. And then JJ, he just needed to get better and just get more healthy.
Declan, awesome job, man.
Good stuff, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
How long have you been a Vikings fan for? You want to pop back up there? Yeah.
Probably like most of my life.
Which is
30
couple
years,
months or what?
40 years?
How long?
Basically 10 years.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Who's your
Okay.
favorite all-time Vikings player so far?
It was Sam Darnold, but now and then JJ.
JJ Jefferson or JJ McCarthy?
McCarthy.
Quarterback kid. Yeah.
Love
Don't
that.
blame you one bit.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Let's hear it for young Declan.
Good stuff.
Coming in here.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Hopefully we see you again sometime. Just slinging the takes at a young age
That's
on
all right.
Vikings Vent Line. Awesome, man. Who's next on Vent Line?
Next, let's go to Steven here. What's up, man? You are on Vikings Vent Line.
Boys. How we feeling?
What's up, Steven? What's
Good
going
to
on
be back.
with you?
Feeling great.
Great. Sorry if my internet's a little patchy. It's been rough watching you on the live stream, so apologize in advance. But great to be back with you for another season. It's also Steven's guitar covers from the O-Line committee. What's up, Mackie? We got our DT 770s here.
Love me some dumb football questions from Steven's guitar covers. Let's go.
GH Iridium, my friend. I just wanted to say I'm happy to be on for a win. 48-10. I haven't seen a victory like that in like 10 years as a fan of the Vikings. It's hard to follow up little Declan there. That was a killer take there from Declan. So great job, Declan. I just want to say everything looked a lot better, right? I'm just kind of a little disappointed. That realm of play calling, the slants, the quick outs wasn't initiated with McCarthy in the first two games. I felt like the way we kind of shared the offense with is how we should have kind of initiated JJ and the offense as far as being able to get his feet under him, right? Quick slants, out routes. We ran an average of 47 and a half plays over 2 games. We ran 10 more plays this game than we did the other 2 games. So love to see that. Glad to see that they were leading off at the run. Mason, first carry, boom. I mean, that dude's a bruiser. I mean, I love the fact that they committed to 2 rushing touchdowns in the red zone. We have to keep that up. My biggest nitpick, though, is on before halftime, that little cute trick play by KOC. I don't know what it is about him, but he loves doing those cute little trick plays, thinking, "Oh, I got the defense up. JJ's gonna throw it back. We're gonna get a first down, maybe a touchdown here." I'd like to see us try to. Hey, I'll leave it with this. I got a lot of optimism for the rest of the season. I know we have a tough schedule out of the bye, but look at this defense. This defense can stop. Believe in them. I love seeing Isaiah Rodgers, and I'll leave it with this. Hey, the Packers, they may have Micah Parsons, but we have an Isaiah Rodgers, baby. Let's go.
Oh, dude. Steven's guitar covers on YouTube. Good stuff. Yeah, Jed, I saw that train wreck of a trick play right before the half. And they still wound up chunking it forward, and getting a field goal. Yeah. But I was like, even if the Vikings win this game 100-3, I know that we're going to circle back to that because Judd was probably boiling before halftime.
I just don't understand why the Justin Jefferson designed pass trick play always has him throw across the field, which, by the way, is an extremely dangerous pass as well.
It is,
like, I don't want my quarterback doing that.
What if someone jumps that?
Yeah.
Your goal in that moment, I'm okay with I'm more okay with trick plays than you are, I feel like, in general, but like,
yeah,
when there's 15 seconds left before the half and scoring points when you're up 31-3 at the time is less important than giving them nothing to go into halftime with, right?
Right.
There's like whether you get a field goal or not really doesn't matter. You're up 31-3.
Right.
So doing something like that and risking it going haywire, or it's tipped, there's an interception, or he catches it, gets blown up, fumble, and they house it back the other way, and now it's 31-10. I mean, the game's probably still over, but why even open that Pandora's box of a possibility?
But do you like the cross-field throw regardless? I hate that throw. And Justin Jefferson has – this is what I've been saying, because it is a misperception that I do not enjoy trick plays. I don't enjoy trick plays that are dumb trick plays. But for instance, Justin Jefferson has an arm, okay? So what is stopping them, and I don't think they've ever run this one, from allowing him to throw the ball downfield? Like, if it gets picked off down at the 2 or something, okay, that's fine. Who cares? They're not going to score off that. But my issue is they come up with things like direct snap to Hawkinson, and it's just a disaster. Or like, I think this is the 3rd or 4th time that they have actually asked since KO got here, Jefferson to throw the ball across field, which leads to nothing every single time, and to your point, could lead to worse. So I don't mind a trick play where if he gets the ball and throws it downfield and it gets picked off, you're like, okay, basically at that point, no harm, no foul. It's the style of trick play.
Yeah, I feel like in general in the NFL, defensive players are too fast for that cross the field stuff.
Correct.
It's like, all right, well, in college when maybe the linebackers are a little bit slower and the players aren't running 4.40s everywhere, you can maybe get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it make you feel that the second play of the game, Eric H wants more flea flickers? I'd rather see a flea flicker in that spot than what they ran.
That sounds like our Dex.
Dex
Our
wants
Declan
flea
loves
flickers,
flea
yeah.
flickers. He loves Dex and Sonny both love flea flickers.
How does it make you feel that the second play of the game, a bubble screen to Jefferson, we thought, oh, that was like to get him going, right? Just a little some quick game.
Sure.
They've only run 3 quick game concepts the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
How does it make you feel that play was not as much to get Jefferson going and it was more to set up the same look for the trick play later in the first half? Because that's what it was, right? They ran that play.
Yeah.
Say, oh, we'll run this play a couple times, and then we're going to run it. It's going to look like that play at the end of the first half, but really it's our trick play.
I was very content at the time thinking, I like that play call, without thinking about the fact that it was an attempt to lead to something else. I just like the fact, and this is what O'Connell did too, and this is where I think among the things where Wentz probably has an advantage is, it felt like O'Connell was trying to have McCarthy run plays that they had worked on all training camp, right? Well, Wentz didn't participate in training camp. He got here right before the final cuts were made. So I thought what was very clear today was not that they dumbed down, but they simplified things.
Yeah.
And I wonder now if you don't come back with some of the simplifications with JJ once he's set to come back, because I did think a lot of what they did made a lot more sense than probably what we saw certainly in the Falcons game. And this was the first game in 3 that the Vikings actually scored a touchdown in any of the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, how about that?
They didn't have a touchdown the first 3 quarters against the Bears, and they didn't have a touchdown against the Falcons.
Yeah. I would run plays with J.J. McCarthy that featured Christian Darasaw at left tackle. That's what I would do.
I like
those trick plays.
Ideal.
I do like the idea though of simplifying. I know he wants to do more, and I get that, and eventually, yeah. But I like the idea of simplifying and leaning on Jordan Mason.
Yeah. Let's go back to Vikings Vent Line here, Purple Daily YouTube channel.
And let's go back to Iowa and welcome on Corey to
Corey.
Vikings.
Hey,
What's
Corey.
up,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on? Love us some Corey from Iowa.
Oh yeah, hey, just congratulations to Declan on that, and seeing you guys this year. Couple points. Kind of want to play the what if game just a little bit. Okay, we've seen what happened today, and we all know. Okay, Wentz. We all know until he got today's game going. Everybody's like, "What's Wentz gonna do?" And to me, I think KOC, he was comfortable today. I think he felt a breath of fresh air. I think he's like, "Whoo, we can run some plays." I mean, the first drive, took it down the field, scored a touchdown. I think all Vikings fans were like, "Whoo, that's nice." I like McCarthy. I know he's young, one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league. He's 22. I mean, last week had a kid and everything else. I think it was good for him. Not good to get hurt, but just to take a break for a second. Hold on, let's take a breath. And I think KOC needed a breath itself, just because some of the things he was doing, play calling and everything. I think he was. I felt like he was using McCarthy as like McCarthy was like a 5 or 6 year veteran. Like he just knew this playbook. And it was like, what are you doing? Just simplify it like you did today. And if you took this play call, and I know we had left tackle and safeties and people out and everything like that, but when you have a rookie like that and he's struggling, it was like he wasn't doing anything to help him. And now he has to see with his own eyes that Jordan Mason is an RB1. I do like our other running back, but you see it, get pounded down the middle. You get to the red zone, no trick plays. Give it to the running back, let him run it in there. And that's what he did. He got 2 touchdowns out of that. And it's just simplifying it. But I do want to know what you guys thought is on this. Say we make a run. We get to 2 games internationally. We get to the bye. And I know they're saying McCarthy's going to be ready after the bye or should be ready after the bye. Wentz doing a pretty good job. Now you got the Eagles, you got the Chargers, you got, so on and so on. What do you think should happen here? Now, we're not a team when you put a rookie quarterback in, and we can wait to develop. You have a team that's ready to win now, like a ready to win now team. That's a high playoff team that you're looking at a championship with this team. How patient are they going to be if they put McCarthy back in and he starts to struggle again? Now, do you pull him or do you stick with Wentz to what's going on right now? Do you ride the train and just see what happens? Or you say, oh, well, McCarthy's ready, throw him back in. When you a team that's ready to win now, how would you play that out if you're KOC and the Vikings?
Yeah, no, Corey, it's a great question. Good to see you again, and hopefully to see you a few more times on Ventline this season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Judd, this is it's definitely a hypothetical that is coming down the pipeline. That now again, they didn't win 48-10 because Carson Wentz came in and was so much better than. They won 48-10, and the list of reasons why, and we'll see. I guess you got the pie chart tomorrow, so I guess you'll be the official arbiter of the percentage of credit. But if you get consistent good, if he sets a baseline of, hey, when Carson Wentz starts, this is kind of what it looks like. Maybe it's not spectacular, and there's going to be a couple bad sacks or whatever. J.J. McCarthy does have to meet a certain baseline of play to earn continued starts, right? I don't think they're in a position just with how good this roster is where you can just give him a freebie season. Like Cam Ward's going to get a freebie season with the Titans because they're not expected to make the playoffs. I do think there is there's like a floor of that you have to meet if you're JJ McCarthy whenever you come back. And by the way, it's probably going to be that Eagles game. So congratulations, kid. You're all healed up. You're ready to go. You're a new father, and now you get to play the Eagles in your first game back. So it is an interesting look ahead.
So O'Connell said in his post-game presser, according to our guy Kevin Seifert from ESPN, that Carson Wentz will get a second start Week 4 against the Steelers in Dublin, and that fits the 2 to 4 week timetable Schefter has reported on. O'Connell also said, quote, we're going to do right by him and not bring him back, meaning McCarthy, until he's healthy. Mm-hmm. So high ankle sprains are sort of a difficult thing. Like you can put timetables. The Vikings very clearly came close to putting JJ on IR, which means 4 weeks, in this case 3 games. But you could very easily, if Carson Wentz is doing a good job, you could very easily say, hey, guess what? He's not prepared to play yet. Like it's still, because the one thing you're not going to do if Carson Wentz is playing well is you're not going to put McCarthy out there and hold your breath. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, too, if you like it or not, you cannot send J.J. McCarthy out there with the order he cannot run. Like that's not a realistic part of, it's not realistic to take that part of his game away completely. Mm-hmm. So you can't say, well, you know what, guess what, folks, for the next 3 weeks, he's a drop back passer and that's all he's going to do. He's going to be a statue back there. So I could very easily see them beginning to kick the can down the road and defend it. Now it would turn into a controversy with us, which would be fine. But I think internally, they would say, we do not think he's prepared yet, and we're not going to risk that ankle, because a high ankle sprain is it's not a sprained ankle. I believe it means, if I'm not mistaken from my time as a doctor covering the team, it means that you have torn ligaments in the ankle area. So like it needs to recover. So that's my guess. My guess is that they are going to say, you know what? It's 4 weeks. He can come back, but he's not mobile enough yet. And we don't trust it, because that then gives you extra time.
Yeah. Well, I think there's 2 checkpoints here. There's what needs to happen for him to be reinserted as the starting quarterback. And I think it's a combination of what you said. It's where is the ankle at? Is it healthy enough to play, or is it like 100%? And maybe it won't be 100% until the offseason. So there's the how healthy is the ankle. But then I think there's also how is the team performing with Carson Wentz at quarterback as part of the equation. So whenever the conditions are ripe with both of those for McCarthy to step back in, okay, now he's the starter again. And maybe that is week 7. Maybe it's week 9. But then once he's back in, okay, if he plays poorly, what would it take to put him back on the bench, non-injury related? So there, like it's going to be kind of week by week here, and some of it's going to depend on how Carson Wentz performs. I think you're fooling yourself. If Carson Wentz balls out for these 2 games in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're fooling yourself if you think it's automatic that McCarthy just jumps right back in after the bye in week 7. So
Well,
there's different variables in play here.
I said this before too. If you're Kevin O'Connell and Carson Wentz balls out and you win in Dublin, you win in London, you're going into the Philadelphia game. In fact, let's say that they just say JJ's not set to play and Carson Wentz either wins that game or the Vikings play a really good game against a really tough team, okay? How do you go into a locker room with a bunch of vets and be like, okay, boys, we're going back to the kid? Like, these guys are here to win. They're not here to be nice. They're not here to – do they like J.J. McCarthy? Absolutely. There's no question about that. But if you're playing well as a coach, you're going to lose a lot of credibility if you're like, well, this is my guy, no choice here. That's how you lose. Kevin O'Connell has not created, nor, in my opinion, has he had to manage a real crisis like that yet. And I don't see him creating it.
So Motown 20 says Carson Wentz didn't ball out today. And you're right, 100% right. So I think right now, for example, let's say McCarthy was just, boom, 100% healthy going into Europe. I think based off today, you'd say, hey, thank you, backup quarterback. Nice job. You didn't screw it up too badly. You made a couple nice plays. But I don't think Carson's play and his history, too, because it's like he's a guy who, like, you kind of know what he is at this point in his career. I think if McCarthy was healthy right now, he would just jump back in next week. Cool, you missed a game, it was tough, whatever. What I'm saying is if there's another level to Wentz's game with this infrastructure and this head coach, this quarterback rehab school he's been enrolled in for 2 weeks, the better he plays and the more they keep winning, the less of a certainty it is that they just throw McCarthy back out there against the Eagles. That is my main point.
And teams can't stand this, but these are all hypothetical discussions. And I'm not even pushing for one right now. I'm just saying if Carson Wentz, and I know that he had Darasaw back, which is huge, but also don't underestimate the fact that he managed the game today really, really well. And so, like, that's not going to be lost on KO. KO doesn't sit down and say, yeah, you know what? He didn't really ball out. So they're going to be very cognizant of all of these factors. But I just keep going back to, you've got a veteran team. It's one of the oldest teams, if I'm not mistaken, in the entire league. And you have to be very careful about that because it's very easy to alienate a group who says, what are we doing here? So, but these are all hypothetical discussions. I'm not even taking a side at this point. I'm just talking about how I think it could play out. I think people assume that we're either defending Wentz or bashing McCarthy or whatever. No, I'm not taking a side.
And I'm still holding my McCarthy long-term stock. I'm buying more. I'm adding to it. But this is an interesting sort of short-term discussion. What needs to happen for us to send you to one of Kevin's press conferences this week and to ask him, do you think Carson Wentz balled out? To what extent did he ball out in your opinion? Was it like he kind of balled out? He full on balled out?
That could be taken in so many different directions if I said it that way too.
Were his ball? No, not that.
No, Kevin. I'm not talking about that. I mean, talk about a quarterback balling out. Talk about balling out. Did you ever ball out? You balled out in college. Did you ever ball out with the Patriots like in practice once in a while?
And if you're really balling out, you could stop at North American Banking Company. Take that money to the bank is what you could do. So North American Banking Company, powering Vikings Vent Line this season, is a Minnesota-based bank since many of you became fans in 1998. 1998 was a magical year. Until it wasn't, I guess, for the Purple. But it was a magical year for North American Banking Company because they launched in Minnesota, and now they have 6 locations across the Twin Cities. And so if you're looking for a better banking experience from checking and savings or all the way up to if you're planning on buying a home or tackling a renovation or setting up a new business, they can help with all these things and give you peace of mind about where you bank. Personal relationships, cutting-edge online tools are the things North American Banking Company specializes in. Go to nabankco.com/Mackey to learn more. That's nabankco.com/Mackey. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Judd, a shout out to the Canopy Group while we're at it here.
Yep, and guess what? They're an in-state-based independent insurance company that has your best interest in mind. Much like a great sports executive, they are constantly on the lookout for the best talent available for your roster. The Canopy Group does the same for you with insurance coverage. They work with 16 groups of top-tier companies to make sure you have the best insurance roster available for your auto, home, health, and business. And here's the best part. At renewal, you're going to hear from the Canopy Group because they know that you might deserve, or that you do deserve, better than the status quo. So give them a call, 1-800-967-3389, or check out their website, thecanopygroup.com. That is thecanopygroup.com, based right here in our state and making sure that you get the best insurance possible.
And then maybe for tonight, maybe y'all can crack a celebratory Black Stack Brewing in the Twin Cities. So Black Stack, if you have not been to their tap room in St. Paul, this is an incredible place. We had a Purple Daily Unplugged event there last year, and it is, if you've got a big group of people and you're looking to have some fun, play some games, maybe, I don't know, watch a game on the 190-inch big screen TV that they deploy there. It's a pretty awesome place, so stop in. Also, you can find Black Stack beer all over the state of Minnesota and inside US Bank Stadium during Vikings games, and they're constantly doing new releases every week. In fact, this week's draft pick, if you will, at Black Stack is a third wheel NEIPA. So check that out and check out the new releases on a weekly basis. And like I said, find some of the favorite Black Stack beers inside US Bank Stadium during Vikings games to quench your football thirst. All right, AJ, who's next on Vikings Vent Line?
She's been hanging out for a while, so we're going to bring on Kendall here.
All right.
And Kendall, I think your mic is muted, so if you unmute that, we'll be able to hear you. But you are on Vikings Vent Line.
There we go. I think we're good.
There we go.
Oh, we can't hear you still.
We can't hear
It
you.
looks like it might have disconnected. We'll let you figure that out.
Look at AJ. Look at that, man. You're already like quick. You're good already.
We'll come back
Wow.
to her. But next, we're going to go to Greg here, who's been waiting patiently as well. Greg, what's up, man?
Boys, good to see you again.
Greg,
hey.
what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, in honor of Declan being a new pop, I figured I'd share something with you. It's going to relate to the game. It's the first dad joke my old man ever told me. He says, Greg, you want to know why elephants paint their balls red? So they can hide in the apple tree. You want to know how Tarzan died? Picking apples. Now, that's what the Bengals did all day. Let elephants fall on top of them all day long. That's all I seen them guys do. Okay? And we did good. Our boys did awesome today. I can't be freaking more stoked. Even my dog, Babe, she's out there getting freaking wild, boy. She loves Donovan. She loves that guy, man. She thinks he's going to be a heck of a petter. So here's the scoop. We got a good share of our boys back, and that feels good, huh? It was nice to see that. You know, sometimes it's almost like the best case or worst case scenario. I don't know how Dex is feeling upstairs. You know, Carson got a heck of a win for us today, and I know how much he loves that guy. So that's great. It's good to see him with a little controversy on his angle. And one other good thing, hey, it was just nice to know how much simpler that offense becomes when you got Darasaw back on that field. Boy, oh boy. I mean, the confidence level across that board is just top shelf across that. And you couldn't have asked much more out of our defense today, fellas. I mean, you really couldn't. They put the bricks to them, and dang it, that's what we like to see. It's nice to know. I wasn't thinking that we were going to get that amount of people back, but gosh dang it, it's nice to see a good portion of our boys back in the uniform today. It's good. It spells real good stuff for when we go overseas. And thanks for getting me on, boys. AJ, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Really do. I really do. You guys are great. Love coming up on here and seeing you guys. You're part of everything I do anyway, so it's good. I'm going to let you get to more fans. I've been waiting here. There's more people waiting. Great show. Great things, people. Later.
Greg, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. I'm combing through. I do have a Darasaw stat that I want to throw at you guys before the show's over, but I'm just combing through to see if there's any groundbreaking stuff from either the KOC or Wentz press conferences. So we'll touch on some of that stuff before the show's over too. Should we try Kendall again? See if we get the mic working.
Let's see if we've got the mic issues worked out. Kendall, you there?
Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you.
Can't hear
Hello,
you.
can you talk?
I can.
Sorry. It was trying to connect to my phone. I don't know what's going on.
Weird. I can't.
I can hear fine.
Wait, hold on. Can the audience hear Kendall?
Hello?
Scanning the
Hello?
comments. There we go.
Oh,
okay,
Kendall,
we got
you're
it now.
there.
Oh,
we go.
I heard you fine the whole time because I am tech savvy, Kendall. So
Well,
That was
perfect.
wild.
Judd was who I wanted to talk to anyway, because I really
There you
came in thinking I was going to have a talk from the sports dad about why I still need to be a Vikings fan. Vikings turned it around, won the game. I won't give any takes because after listening to the O-line committee, it has become abundantly clear I know nothing about football, but I'm a huge fan of you guys, School Vikes.
That's how I feel after meeting those guys.
Yeah.
Like I've watching football my
won't
whole
stop
life.
me, Kendall.
And then,
Shouldn't stop you.
Well, and I should also throw out, I wore my Antoine Winfield jersey today since it was a defense-heavy game. So
Yeah, love that.
Love that guy.
Kendall, thanks for jumping in. One of the 6% of women who listen to Purple Daily and O-Line Committee. Always appreciate. Yeah, don't be shy, 6%. Jump in on Ventline.
And give takes.
It's a mighty 6%.
Like just because former football players talk about use these big terms, feel free. Give your takes.
I heard Tony Romo dropped a deuce block reference today. He's
He
like,
did.
I won't get like super hardcore, but
But it's like, Tony, that's why I liked you originally. Get hardcore as you want. Like that in 2017, my whole thing was, and by the way, the first time that Nance, Wolfson, and Romo have seen a Vikings win as a team, 1-6 now.
Yeah, but of course it continues another one of the. It's not really a streak, but like most of those first 6 losses were games that were cut away from the
terrible.
carnage
Yeah.
type games.
You're correct.
And today, man, they were like, you could tell because they kept pimping. It's like Ravens and someone. There's a big game next week. Is it
Yeah.
Ravens Chiefs probably?
Yeah.
Next week. So like, they're like, next week we'll actually have a real football game for you guys to consume.
The CBS schedule today was not good.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. Well, so Packers Browns. Was that CBS or was that a Fox?
I think that was a Fox game.
Was it? Okay.
It's all goofed up
It's
now.
like a Jaguars in there. All right, who's next on Ventline here, Age?
Let's go to Donald here. Donald, you're on Ventline. What's up, man?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
Good, man. What's up, Donald?
Hanging in there. I'm gonna make this real quick into 3 chapters. To be respectful of you guys' time. First chapter is gonna be flowers. I want to give you guys flowers. Congratulations to Dex on having a kid. All your success with Purple Daily. I'm in the DMV area. I have no Vikings news outlet, so you guys are like my go-to every day. So continue to do the good work, and I appreciate you guys. The second chapter is just my take on the game. I'm not going to speak on Carson Wentz or I guess Isaiah Rodgers because it's kind of the cliche. I'll just say the defense. The defense was really good. It does help having Harrison Smith back along with Van Ginkel. So that's good. And then the third chapter is going to be a question for the sports dad because you, sir, are a rock star. There's a Minnesota Vikings bar in Arlington, Virginia that I go to, and you'll be surprised how many people say like, "Hey, what the sports dad say? What the sports dad say?" So you are, sir, a bona fide rock star. Seriously.
Sounds like I should make a trip out there. It sounds like I should make a guest appearance.
Famous in the DMV. Let's go.
It's a great part of the country.
So
I love it.
Thank you. So my question for you is going to be in the fourth quarter. I was expecting a little bit more Max Brosner passing, but when I noticed that they were running, I think they did him a little disservice. So I just wanted your take on that because the wide receivers was kind of dropping the ball, Adam Thielen. So I just wanted your take on that, and I appreciate you guys having me on, and thank you.
Yeah, Donald, appreciate it. Shout out to the sports dad, famous in all parts of the country.
DMV. I'm big in the DMV. I didn't even know that.
That's right. We have our friends here. WTOP is under the same parent company as us, so shout out WTOP out there. But I think you're trying to walk a line when you bring Brosmer in between. Yeah, you'd like to see him, and they did call some pass plays, but you're also up 48-10, and you're working with another Sean McVay coaching tree guy and Zach Taylor on the other side of the field, so you're trying not to rub it in too much. I don't know. They threw the ball on 4th down at the end of the game rather than just like kneeling it out and I don't know, punting it back or something. Or were they in field goal range? I don't know, but they threw the ball on 4th and 5 to end the game, basically. Abby says, I am a 6%er, but I sadly could not watch the game today. Hello from Japan. It is 7 a.m. in Japan right now.
That's a great way to start the day, though.
Yeah, some sports dad in your coffee.
Well,
let's go.
Oh, this way, yeah. But so the game started probably at what, 3 a.m. in Japan, 2:30, no, 2 a.m., something like that. That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be out.
Who do we got next year on Vikings Ventline?
We're going to go to enemy territory here, down to Chicago, where Scott is joining us for Ventline. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Scott, how you doing?
So first thing I want to say, congrats to Dex on joining the Dad Club. Sports Dad, the kids did get to stay up to watch this game today. You gave me a little hard time after the Bears game.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
But, of course, because it was a non-local game, they shifted away from it in the third quarter, so we did not get to watch the whole thing.
What game did they replace it with?
Pats Steelers, which actually turned out to be a good game. What else? Isaiah Rodgers. This is Nate. He wants to say hi.
What's up, Nate?
Isaiah Rodgers is a stud. I trust Brian Flores now whenever he says a guy is his, because even without the touchdowns and stuff today, he's locked down people for the first 3 weeks. I feel like I haven't seen him get burned. He's not Chris Cook and Rashad Breeland out there. I feel like Wentz was decent. He used to be mobile, I feel like, didn't he? When he was with Philly, he could run a little bit. I know he tore his ACL,
Until
but
he got hurt, against the Rams.
Yeah,
some of those ones he was rolling out, he looked like a barge trying to pull into port.
I think the difference is, like, for one, that was kind of a long time ago that he got drafted. Now it was 10 years ago. So he was in his like mid-20s before the knee injury, and now he's one of the older players on the field. And it's life comes at you fast in the NFL.
He's rolling out. I'm like, come on, get going. Where's the
Get there, dude.
0 to 60? What else did I have written down? The defensive line depth, like I think you guys mentioned before, being able to take guys, because Allen and Hargrave are great, but they're old, but being able to put LDR and Dawkins, I can't remember, Ingram Dawkins, huge as well. I did flip over after they switched off ours to the end of the Packer game, which was great. And I don't know what happened to the Falcons today. They looked like they were the greatest team, the greatest defense ever put on the field. I know we didn't play great, but to get beat 30-0.
What's more embarrassing might be too strong, but what's more shocking to the system? The fact that the Falcons got waxed, or the fact that I think it was like San Diego State waxed Cal last night, and Cal, of course, beat the Gophers a week ago. And, I mean, they blew Cal out. I'm not sure what's worse.
Football is not linear, I think, is the lesson that to be learned there, right? You think,
Is
well,
that your
okay, this happened, and so like the Packers. Well,
What's that thing
they
do
beat
every
these
year?
two teams.
They do every year where it's like the wheel of whatever, like this team beat this team, beat this team, beat this team.
Exactly.
So
Exactly, man.
That's it. Thanks for having me on. I know the kids I told them put YouTube on upstairs because they were both excited to see Dad. So thanks for this, guys.
Slinging takes, man. All right, Scott, thanks for
Have
coming
a good
on.
one.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin O'Connell. Some interesting. I think this is an interesting comment from Kevin O'Connell that we will get to in just a moment after we shout out. Listen, Declan is sitting back in the hospital right now with his new son, and rather than bothering him to talk about some of his favorite partners, I'm gonna step in for Declan here and talk about Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, shout out to Standard Heating for powering Purple Daily, Vikings Vent Line with fall temperatures on the way here. You're getting a little bit of like cool temperatures in the morning. In a couple weeks, it'll be full-on fall temperatures. Make sure your HVAC systems are up to date. And go ahead and join their Smart Club as well at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, which gives you priority bookings, discounts on future repairs. There's no need to DIY. Don't be pulling up YouTube videos to figure out how to fix your HVAC system. Book your AC or furnace tune-up by September 30th and save $35 or save $70 when you book both. Head to standardheating.com to schedule and tell them that Purple Daily sent you. Also, Two Men in a Truck. So listen, I used Two Men in a Truck about a month ago now, and they did a fantastic. It's like the third time I have used Two Men in a Truck in my life for a move, and they're just awesome, man. Like, so if you're looking to make your next move, you can hire the experts at Two Men in a Truck and let them take the stress of moving out of your hands. Convenience and customer satisfaction are their top priority, and they offer a free, no-obligation, same-day quote, which is exactly the experience I got. They said, in fact, I was kind of high maintenance because I said, okay, give me a quote for everything, But then give me another quote if we just have you move some of the big stuff, because I'd like to see in there. No problem, Mr. Mackey.
What a
Mr.
pain,
High Maintenance
what a
Mackey.
pain
Yes.
in the ass you are.
And then if you give me
quote, if
four
you just
other
move like
quotes,
three things, just some knickknacks. You move the knickknacks, I take the big stuff. What's that charge you?
Yeah. What if Judd helps me move these three things?
that
but
wouldn't
then-
be a problem.
No.
Judd's
So,
unavailable.
Go to twomeninatruck.com. That's twomeninatruck.com. And AJ, in honor of Declan, what's going on Underdog these days?
Well, football's back and it's in full swing with Underdog, and there's
Oh.
not a better time right now to really get things going there, whether it's pick'ems or fantasy drafts. Underdog has you covered. First-time users have not the privilege, but the honor of being able to play just $5 and getting $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code SCORE. That's SKOR. And today, my Vikings Bengals game, I got rope-a-doped because I was told all week, Browning can step in. He'll be able to hit Jamar Chase. He'll probably be able to find the end zone. Well, if I would have used the lovely feature, the flex option on Underdog's pick'ems, my entry would have hit. Instead, I'm here. I'm out a little bit, but that's all right. But if people want to go ahead and send me, cheer me up. If you had an Underdog entry that hit today, let me know. That's going to cheer me up. Download the app today. It's easy. You can sign up in just a few minutes, actually. It's super easy to get your entry set. Promo code SCORE for that new user bonus. That's Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Wow. What a read by AJ. Just stepping in.
And claiming he's going to be happy if people won, and because he didn't. That sounded sincere.
Full-face lie.
That
No.
sounded sincere. I
He
really
is lying
appreciate
to
the
the
fact that you're completely, Phil's trying to. So a quote: if you were to just move the TV, just move the one TV, but not the other TV.
What if you were to like move it halfway down and then okay.
What if you got it down the stairs and I just carried it to your truck?
Oh my goodness!
I thought AJ was going to say that. Underdog set the Isaiah Rodgers touchdown mark at 2.5, and he took higher, and he was really excited at halftime. But so let's go. Actually, I'll hit you with this quote here that I promised. So Kevin O'Connell was asked about, Carson Wentz played pretty well, and he said, "quote I was the least surprised person in the whole building today that he was able to go out there and effectively run our offense." Do you think that's a shot at other people in the building who were skeptical?
That's a good question.
In the building. Okay.
Is he saying in the stadium?
In US Bank Stadium.
But I don't think.
Okay. So it could include fans and then you media jackals.
Right, but did the media? I feel like we didn't dump on Wentz at all, really. Like we're curious because he's been a journeyman, but I don't feel like there was. And correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a ton of he's going to suck?
Yeah, I mean it's.
I feel like he could run the offense like he hadn't been here long. I did think that O'Connell would simplify it. He claimed he wasn't going to, but then he did.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
And admittedly,
I
am. Because we're doing the show here, so I didn't get a chance to listen to the way he said it.
Context. I think he meant the building as far as the stadium.
Yeah,
but I mean,
you're right
it might have been a not so subtle shot at some people in his own building. Who knows?
I also feel like he's been pumping Wentz's tires. He pumps everyone's. He's a tire pumper, so he pumps tires.
Except for Sam Howell's.
Almost except for Sam Howell's, he did not pump Sam Howell's tires. But do you feel like the degree to which he is pumping Carson Wentz's tires since McCarthy's injury has been a little disproportionate? I don't know. It almost feels like there's a message behind the pumping of the tires.
I think Kevin has a major appreciation for veteran quarterbacks who work hard.
Yeah.
And so
he loves Wentz. Loves Wentz.
So but I don't feel it's disproportionate, like he's trying to go over the top. And I mean, to his credit, and it worked for most of the season, he likes Sam Darnold. And I was a lot more skeptical. I know that you weren't as skeptical as I was, but I feel like I was a lot more skeptical going into the season of Darnold. Like with Wentz, I'm like, okay, if he can manage the game, which he did, they'd be fine. But I also think, and I'll continue to stay on this thread, I also think that Sam Howell freaked him out so bad that you could have gotten my mailman to play QB, and he would have appreciated that. I just don't think he had any time. Whoever told him, and it wasn't him, there's no way, right? Whoever told him Sam Howell was going to work, it was almost like he spent training camp saying, no, he's not. You see he didn't, and then that they went out and got Wentz. And I'm inclined to agree with you, Phil. I think he's liked Carson. I think his original goal in April was Carson Wentz after they didn't get Daniel Jones back.
I think, I think there was obviously a bin of quarterbacks above Sam Howell that included Daniel Jones. I think it pretty clearly included Carson Wentz. Maybe there might have been another guy or two out there that they got rejected by. And my guess is they were probably in touch. Like I'm just speculating. It wouldn't shock me if O'Connell and Wentz were like in touch throughout the offseason, just, one quarterback to
Nothing
another.
wrong with that.
It wouldn't be tampering.
He's a free agent.
So, all right, so we got a few left here for sure on Vikings Vent Line. AJ, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, winning mood. So let's go to some mood lighting here with Devin, who looks to be just set up in a luxurious spot here. Devin, what's up, man?
Go. 2
What's
weeks
up,
in a row.
guys?
Let's do it, man.
Judd, I've been waiting 2 years to ask this, but can I see the flag, please?
I can't do it at the stadium.
Somebody
Now,
have a flag.
now next week, if they win, when we're at Padres, I think I will have not just the Judd at home flag. I think I'll have the one that Ross Brendel commissioned for us. So it'll be a big flag. So if they win next week, you make sure to check in, ask that same question, and I will deliver.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to check in and say feeling pretty good about my picks now. I think I got 2 out of 3. Got a lot of comments about how entirely too positive I was with all of my predictions, and here we are. Biggest blowout in my lifetime, I think. And there was a lot of people saying, tired of seeing coping of saying, we're out these starters. It doesn't matter who you have in. Harrison Smith immediately makes an impact, getting us a pick 6. Darasaw immediately makes an impact. They're already running to his side of the field right out of the gates. So you can't just brush away missing that many starters like that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I still just can't get over the Carson Wentz hate Declan has even after the birth of his son and the bitterness of his win. But
they are tied together
Sonny Goff
forever now.
And Carson Wentz are now like this in Minnesota sports history.
The way his face just dropped from the joy of his son as soon as you said Carson Wentz, it's visceral.
I think Phil and I need to take it upon ourselves to get Sonny Baby Goff a Carson Wentz jersey now.
Oh,
Definitely.
we should, dude. 100%.
And say, dude, you've got to put him in it. Like,
Hilarious.
this guy won the game the day. He didn't just win the game. He was part of the, one of the biggest Vikings victories as far as the margin goes, recent history, right?
Yeah, I think since 98, something like that.
It might go back to that Jacksonville game at the Metrodome. But anyway, I think a Carson Wentz jersey for Sonny Goff would be very appropriate.
Please do that, and please post it. Also, AJ, it's not betting, but I did start Jamar Chase as well today. But I had the Vikings defense playing to way overbalance that 32 points, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
Who would have guessed that your wide receiver you probably took in the first round somewhere got out?
He's a keeper I've had since his rookie year. I got him in the 7th round. So
so your throwaway defense now is your MVP for the week. So
yeah, you usually don't want to start your star receiver against your defense, but it definitely paid off today.
There's a strategy that paid off very well. Awesome, man. Devin, we'll see you again sometime.
See you guys.
Hopefully this season. Let's keep going here on Vikings Vent Line.
David, what's up, man?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Loving the win. Also loving the noon start. Only one in the first 6 weeks of the season. It's I hate that weird schedule. Like I love the noon game, the consistency of that. I would say about this game that it's like they had sustained offense when they finally started running the ball. I guess the thing I'm kind of curious about, and doesn't make any sense to me, is why you don't run more screens, more slants, things like that. You start out the season, Darasaw's out, Ham's out, Addison's not there. You've got a starting left tackle, left guard, and then you've got a rookie first year starter at quarterback. Why you don't lean more heavily on the run, and why you insist on these long developing plays. It doesn't really make any sense to me. And earlier you were talking about the swing pass to the sidelines. I hate that play as well. You're picking up 1 to 2 yards, and not only is it the risk of the ball being picked off, but you put your player, don't have forward momentum. So you've got defensive players bearing down on a player, and it seems like those are more likely to get somebody injured than just being tackled in an open field. It doesn't give guys a great opportunity for yak either. I mean, it's like you're getting blown up basically because they're getting to the ball at the same time that the ball gets to the player. It's a good win, but I mean, I think about the teams that they've played so far. They've had Bears, Falcons, and the much maligned Bengals defense. You're now going to start playing some of the really tough defenses in the league. You got the Steelers, you got the Browns, you got Philly, Washington, San Diego, the Packers, Lions, and there was another one I was thinking of. I mean, these are like some of the elite defenses in the league. And if you don't insist on running the ball, and I'm not talking Mike Zimmer level running the ball, but I am saying make it more consistent. And then you open up that deeper passes that Kevin O'Connell seems to love. I mean, it's going to look a lot different, I think, once Addison's back. It's going to open up stuff. But getting away from the run just doesn't make any sense to me. And it seems like you've got a really great back in Mason, and I'm looking forward to them leaning more heavily on that.
Yeah, this thing, David, some good points there. Just to pick the Addison thing for a second here. That's going to be a huge addition starting next week. So the 3 games are done. You've made it through Jordan Addison, two straight summers, 2023, 24 of just getting cited and arrested, and it leads to the penalty. I think adding Darasaw was the biggest factor, but adding Addison is going to take this offense to another level too. And if Jordan Mason continues to be the main featured running back and continues to start, at least for sure for a handful of games because Aaron Jones is out, you're going to get a pretty fully formed version of this Kevin O'Connell offense here, whether it's Carson Wentz or J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, and look, this should also free up Jefferson starting next week a little bit more too, because you've got to pay attention defensively to Jordan. I will say this, there is no controversy in my opinion now with next week's game. Jalen Naylor is the 3, Thielen is the 4. Yeah. Thielen has had some problems. I'm a little surprised by this. I know he's slowed down a lot, but had some problems hanging on to the football, which really surprised me because if you go look at his catch total with the Panthers last season, it was pretty good. But yeah, I think not confusion, but debate about who would be wide receiver number 3 that we had going into the season when Addison came back, I think it's been answered. I now think your depth chart is very clearly Jefferson, Addison, Naylor, and then Thielen.
Yep. All right, AJ, who's next on Vikings Vent Line?
We've got Kyle here, and we'll see if Kyle wants to. There we go, Kyle. What's up, man? You're on Vikings Vent Line.
Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all remember last week when I mentioned the RELAX?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think this week it's LFG. So,
let's go, Kyle. Love it, dude.
Yeah, no.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank y'all for being able to provide the content and everything, especially for getting through work and all that stuff. And make it quick, but Darasaw's back, so we're good to go. Get McCarthy healthy, and we'll start rolling. So appreciate it, guys.
Kyle, thank you, man.
Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle came in here last week, got savaged for telling people to calm down to RELAX, and they're back feeling good. All right, who's next on Vikings Vent Line, Age?
Well, if you like facial hair, this next guy is right up your alley. Quinn, what's up, man?
Wow,
hey,
look at Quinn.
I'm saved for almost last year, probably.
We're getting down there, yeah. Bring us home, man.
I was thinking, now that Dex's father, maybe he'll be able to move on from stash to get a beard to match up with the crew here. So
I wonder how long would it take Declan to be able to grow a beard like that?
Probably a while.
I'm pretty sure he told us he can't grow a beard. It doesn't work.
Maybe it'll kick into gear now. You never know.
Yeah, good point.
I just want to thank you guys. I love watching you. You've brought my fandom up over these last years that I've contacted with you guys, and I just had a few. I guess I'm picking through what other people have talked about. I wanted to say quick thing that I love Jefferson's physicality after the ball he caught and late in the game there, and that's good to see. I think with Wentz in there and now Jones hurt, we're moving football, and maybe that changes KOC's look at games. especially if when JJ comes back. And I'm over here in Wisconsin, so I just want to say enjoy the grilled cheese, guys, because that was a great addition to my Vikings game. So
Yeah, quite the turn of events today. Quinn, good stuff, man. Be safe out there in enemy
let's go
territory.
Vikings.
See you, Quinn.
But isn't it funny how the NFL, especially in September is wild. Remember the first 2 weeks of last year, and the Saints combined for like 90 or 100 points in their first two games.
Clint Kubiak.
And where they were 2-0, blowing everyone out, and then they won like 2 games the rest of the season or something ridiculous. And the Packers are legit. The Packers are a really good team. Yeah. But there they are today, going into Cleveland. Look at their week schedule here, right? They're going to be 3-0, and they trip up. They get a field goal blocked. And the Vikings are here 48-10, feeling much better about their operation, getting Darasaw and Addison back.
This goes back to what we've talked about, which is this whole thing about, well, too many one-score or close games, one-score games. The nature of the league is not what we saw today, and quite frankly, they don't want this. They want close games. Like that Cleveland-Green Bay score or the spread is very indicative of what the league wants, right? So like that's why this league can make you tear your hair out, but it's a lot of fun because it's built for close games. It's built for one-score games. And like I hope people today enjoyed this because this ain't the norm. The norm is Green Bay and Cleveland, and oh my God, all of a sudden Green Bay's lost, which is great if you're a Vikings fan. But before you say, oh, they're going to Europe, they're going to drill Pittsburgh and Cleveland, be very careful because what happened to the Packers today can easily happen to you.
Yeah. Amen. I do have a Jordan Mason stat that we got a few more here left. Let's for sure go to one more, and then I'll give you that Jordan Mason stat before we get through the rest of our guests here on Vikings Vent Line.
Yeah, let's get here to Anthony, who's been hanging out with us. Anthony, what's up, man?
Hey guys, hey Mackie, hey Judd. What an awesome win, Judge. I want you to raise the flag like you always do for every victory.
I can't right now. Thank you, AJ. I can't because I'm in the press box, but I appreciate it, and Age did a heck of a job.
What an awesome game. It was nice to see that we finally got the running game going, and I think once we got that running game going, Kevin O'Connell was able to run his offense the way that he likes to run it with that play action pass, and it was nice to see that we were actually running the ball when we got inside the red zone instead of throwing it all the time like we do. I think that was a key to our offense today.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony, wow, your dogs are fired up too about this game.
Those are my two Minzer Dachshunds.
Oh.
Love it, man. Anthony, thanks for coming on Vent Line. Say hi to your dachshunds for us.
Sounds like Barney.
Your
barks just
little
like
Barney?
that.
Does he?
Sounds barks just like that. Very high pitched.
Jordan Mason when running left today. So running either right up through wherever Christian Darasaw is blocking or running toward the general vicinity of where Christian Darasaw is. They ran him left on 11 of the 16 carries he had.
Okay.
And on those 11 rushes to the left, 86 yards. So almost 8 yards per carry for Jordan Mason running left toward Christian Darasaw.
Mm-hmm.
That
Not
right
too
there
shabby.
is, and by the way, the week before, they ran him left. It's a small sample size. He only ran 9 times in the game. They ran him left 4 times for 20 yards. So not terrible, but it's such a difference when you can put this pounder of the rock out there and tell him to run behind one of the best left tackles in the league for 3 hours.
Amen. Absolutely.
Should we go to Christopher next here?
Yeah, let's get Christopher up in here. What's up, man? You're on Vikings Vent Line.
Hey guys, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Great.
Awesome, man. Great win. Judd, I have 2 questions for you. First off, are you worried that we had a procedural penalty on all 3 phases, special teams, defense, and offense? Secondly, why would Rouse be the tackle after school, not Brandel?
Actually, we found out that so on the depth chart, Brandel is a backup guard, and he's not obviously listed as a left tackle. But what we found out today was Blake Brandel's actually he is the backup left tackle. Now, School's out with a concussion. I don't know when School comes back if he technically would move back into that backup role to Darasaw or not. He might not. But so there's a couple things. The depth chart basically just has one guy per position, like as a backup, or two guys. But I don't think you see a lot of like Blake Brandel, backup tackle, backup guard. So I think that was why you saw that, but Blake Brandel clearly, because he came in for Darasaw before Donovan Jackson had the bloody nose. The other thing is at center today, they promoted from the practice squad Henry Bird. Henry Bird was actually the backup to Michael Juergens at center. And then the third string center was Joe Huber, the kid from Wisconsin. But like the depth chart has to be unfortunately taken with a grain of salt because they won't list a guy, I don't think, at two positions.
Yeah. And then what was your second question, Chris?
I wanted to show you my dog.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Chris. This is Anthony Rizzo. Chris.
Rizzo. Just drinking beers?
Who's a good boy?
He's just slamming beers.
Who's a good boy? I think we're losing the connection there.
Yeah. I think we just lost it.
Yeah, but we love to see.
Sorry.
Show us your pups.
Love you guys.
Show us your pups. Thanks, Chris.
See, his first question was about the procedural penalties in all three phases. Yeah, I mean, I did think that it was very clear that the offensive line still, and Carson Wentz is new. Juergens is essentially a rookie. He was with the team, but he didn't play a game at center last year. So I would say that part of the procedural problem is how in flux things are, because I think it was about 5 or 6 false start penalties. So. Yeah. If that continues, yes, I'm very concerned, but I also think that they probably get a little bit of grace here because of how many moving parts have been in place.
I agree on the grace. It's not ideal, but when you're talking center and quarterback shakeups, and then young center, young quarterback for the first couple weeks, it's just a recipe for disaster, new cadences. But if I would have told you before the game, hey, I'm not going to tell you anything else about the game, but the Vikings are going to be penalized 13 times for over 100 yards.
Yep.
What do you think happens in this game?
Yeah.
You think they win by 38 points? Probably not.
Yep, exactly.
So, all right. And then Chris is going to round it out here on Vikings Vent Line. Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for you guys' hard work. I've been listening to this show since it started. And I have to ask you guys a question. Judd, before Purple Daily began, was there a Score North show with you and Matthew Collar on it?
That was Purple Daily originally, right?
It was Purple Daily. Okay. Yep.
The original version of Purple Daily was essentially an ensemble of like 5 or 6 different hosts across.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of other hosts on Score North too at the time before the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I became a Vikings fan in 2009, and immediately I was terminally online child. So immediately I started listening to you guys, and I'm from Florida, but I mean, I don't know Vikings fandom without you guys. So it's been a ride, man.
Thank you.
But so yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for all your hard work, and
thanks, Chris.
Also my God, man, by the fourth quarter, I was getting bored, and I can't remember feeling that way in a Vikings game. Like I was like, whoa, like where is all this like intensity that I usually feel? Like by the fourth quarter, I was just like, my sister's a Bengals fan, so I was kind of trying to text her and console her. I was like, no, you got Jake Browning in there, so. But yeah, I'd say the pie chart of praise. I know the blame primarily was on KOC last week, and I totally agreed with that. But this week, I think I'd give him the largest percentage for the pie chart of praise because he really identified, a lot of the issues that he was, I think, having as like a play caller. Like he actually went with the run. I was worried, like, is he actually going to commit to the run? Like you never know. Coach might not change and see his flaws. And so I think that was a huge thing that he showed, being able to adapt and really lean on Jordan Mason because, he wouldn't have done that, this game might have looked different. I mean,
yeah,
that's about all I got, man. Thank you guys for this show is great, and I hope to be on again.
Love it, man. Chris, thanks for the
you.
kind words. Sounds like an OG listener going back in the day. There was kind of a tone-setting play call by Kevin O'Connell fairly early in the game. I'm trying to find what drive it was. It was the fourth offensive possession, and Jordan Mason started the possession with a big chunk run on first down. But then he came out, and Xavier Scott was in. Xavier Scott showed some flashes today, and there was a 3rd and 1 near the red zone. And they handed it off to Xavier Scott. He runs through for like 3 or 4 yards for a first down. And it might have seemed like a small play because they were up like 14-0 at the time and they're driving, whatever. But to call a run in that spot, not always a guarantee with Kevin O'Connell on a 3rd and 1. To do it with your essentially 3rd string or maybe 4th string running back at portions of the depth chart so far. And just like you can't talk about changing your personality and your toughness and your ability to dominate teams in the trenches if you don't give your team an opportunity to do that on the short yardage situations or in the red zone. Like if you want to actually be a team that wins in the trenches and imposes your will in all the football-y ways that you can say the same thing, you have to score rushing touchdowns when you're inside the 10-yard line. You have to be able to line up on 3rd and 1 and run the ball through somebody for a couple yards. And they did a bunch of that today. So I hope that they keep doing more.
And one last thing on Javon Hargrave left, I think it was in the first half. It might have been the second quarter with a chest and rib contusion. And KOC said he could have come back if needed, but they didn't need him back. So hopefully he's fine. He was in the blue tent for a long time, which concerned me. And then he immediately went to the locker room. So I thought he was probably done for the day, and he was. But Kevin saying that was because of the lead. We'll see on that stuff. I mean, coaches don't trip over themselves to be as truthful as possible about things, and they sometimes don't know. So that's one you hope is not, does not cost him games, because the one thing that worries me about him and Jonathan Allen is the fact that they did miss significant time with different teams last season.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's maybe the 2nd or 3rd longest Vikings vent line we've ever done there. After one of the big blowouts in our lifetimes watching Vikings football, 48-10 over the unsuspecting Cincinnati Bengals. And we talked a lot about Isaiah Rodgers early in the show, but just one of the great individual defensive performances in the history of the NFL when you stack up the accomplishments and the touchdowns and whatnot. So awesome stuff. Judd from US Bank Stadium, AJ jumping in for Declan, doing an awesome job today producing Vikings Vent Line. Declan and Kelsey hanging out with their new human being, Sonny Goff, in the Purple Daily Mix, making the sports dad a sports grandpa.
Yep. Sonny Joseph Goff.
How many draft day references are we going to get to make?
All of them.
Oh,
all of
Sonny,
them.
David, Putney, Goff.
Yep.
You waffle eating.
That's a great point.
You waffle eating SOB. Yes. All right, you guys, we're going to be back live tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time on the Purple Daily YouTube channel for our hottest Vikings takes. Chef Judd is going to slice up a pie chart of praise for this one.
Already in progress.
I expect to see the Philadelphia Eagles front office in here for being so good at drafting defensive backs that they didn't need Isaiah Rodgers in the first place.
The Colts drafted him.
No. I'm saying no. The Eagles being so good at drafting defensive backs, they have a luxury of too many good players.
He only started 3 games with them. That's
because they're so good at drafting good young
3 games. And Brian Flores has taken him and he has crafted him into a Pro Bowl cornerback.
Yep. We'll let AJ land this plane here. You can hit the buttons here, AJ. But thanks for hanging out with us. Vikings Vent Line. Click that like button, the subscribe button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. And we'll see you tomorrow for our hottest Vikings takes.